All right. What's going on, people? Welcome to another episode of Dead in the Water. Tonight, I'm running with Angelo tonight. Turf is on the scene in New England, getting ready for the Raiders and Patriots. So I'm holding it down with Angelo tonight. Let me bring him in.
Hey guys,
Welcome, Angelo. Thanks for coming.
of course. I know you just got in, so this game so far that we're watching, the NFL home opener or the first game of the season, we're super pumped up about it. But man, bro, the fact that this feels like a shootout. It's 14-14. This is that it just tells you that Jalen Carter is that important. They took him out in the first 10 seconds of the game. And you can already tell, man, that what a difference.
Yeah, everybody was writing the Cowboys off like they're an afterthought. This is starting to look like the team that they were 2 years ago.
I mean, I still feel like by taking Jalen Carter out, it's almost as if the Eagles went into this fight and all of a sudden they broke their left hand. You know what I mean? Like, he's kind of like the Chris Jones for the Chiefs. He's the one that starts the whole thing, right? They also had another key injury. I missed who it was, but somebody else got injured that they carted off earlier.
Yeah, this is a little different team. I think people are just expecting the Eagles to just roll it back out there. But I mean, Milton Williams is gone. I think they lost another one of their edge rushers off that line. It's not that they didn't replace those players with quality players, but they just are not the exact same team they were last year.
Right.
I think they had a good draft, and you got a lot of young players coming on this defense too. So they might just take a little bit of time to gel before they really start turning out. But I mean, they had a great draft last year, and they stacked it with another great draft this year. I mean, they look every bit as dangerous as they were last year. It's just I don't think the Cowboys are quite as bad as everybody thinks they're going to be.
Well, I'll tell you this, Spence. From a fantasy standpoint, the two guys in our league who one drafted CeeDee Lamb, the other guy Ray. So Raider Twan drafted CeeDee Lamb, and he's eating a lot tonight.
Oh yeah,
and Ray drafted Jalen Hurts, and this has felt like a whole Jalen Hurts game so far. Saquon's barely getting anything, Oh
yeah, and you know what, that Micah Parsons trade, that's what they got back in that trade. They got a run stuffer, defensive line, and that's his forte. He's a big guy on the line.
Is he? And again, I'm trying to pay attention, but is Kenny Clark playing tonight? Do you see him?
I do not know if he's playing actually. That would be.
But that's why they grabbed him, right? They wanted to be better.
Yeah, I mean he's a little older, right? Not as much runway in front of him, but he's a Pro Bowl defensive tackle. So I mean,
right?
If you're going to trade Micah Parsons, you get some picks and get a Pro Bowler back in the trade. That's pretty good.
I still think the trade was kind of whack because what we were able to get for Khalil Mack, versus what they were able to get for Micah Parsons was a little silly.
Well, the other thing is I heard is that they had it sounded like they had a better offer on the table like earlier that they turned down from the Packers for like multiple first round picks, multiple second round picks, and a third. That was what I heard. 5 picks initially was the offer, and the Cowboys.
So what happened? Do you know what happened?
They flat out turned it down.
They turned it down?
Yeah, so I guess getting a player back in the trade was that important to them.
What?
Yeah, it's nuts, right?
I don't get it, man.
Yeah, that was reported by the Packers people early on. It was probably, oh God, it was right after the Micah Parsons thing happened where he demanded a trade.
Yeah. Wow.
Yeah, I was like, this is going to be epic. It was like this is going to be bigger than the Khalil Mack trade, which is what I thought it would be. And it ended up being kind of anticlimactic, right?
Right.
Like a first, a second, and a aging Pro Bowler. I was like, okay. It's like it's
Right.
not quite the trade package you think you're going to get for what you guys are saying is the next best player in the league next to quarterback.
So they totally just botched it in terms of what they could have had.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know what the motivation was to do it that quickly too. I mean, you did hear that Micah's back is acting up, right?
Yeah, there's something about a L5
Yeah.
or
So they had to shoot him
something.
up. They had to shoot him
Right.
up. So he's at
Now, is that
he
serious though, or is that like a cortisone kind of?
I don't know. Anything with the back is serious to me because even if it starts as a minor thing, if you're not allowing it to heal, it can turn into something much worse. Especially when you're jacking it
Then
up
it's
with
bad.
painkillers, right? You don't know if you made it worse. You're
Right.
just feeling good. As soon as that stuff wears off, a couple hours after the
Right.
game, you're like, "Oh my god, I feel like I got hit by a truck." So we'll see, but I thought that was kind of interesting that all of a sudden he's on the injury report right before the week one.
Well, speaking of injury reports, by the way, I think I sent it on Instagram. We almost have every week. We're only missing 3 more people on our Discord for the chat room. But who in our league do you remember drafted Christian McCaffrey? Because the calf injury is back, baby.
Yeah, I did see that. I did not draft McCaffrey in that league. I went and checked, but
I stayed away from
I do have a couple shares of McCaffrey in other leagues.
Do you? Okay.
Yes, I do.
Yeah.
So I was not happy to hear that.
Totally. Yeah, no, I stayed away from him for So I know it sounds stupid, guys, if you're listening to us right now, but I totally stayed away from Saquon Barkley because of the Madden curse. I was just like, no, not gonna take a chance, right? And I stayed away from Christian McCaffrey because how do you come back from Achilles? You don't, man. Like this is football, baby. Who's had a torn Achilles in football that came back and did well?
Torn Achilles? I'm trying to think. There's got to be someone. What's his name from Minnesota? He didn't have an Achilles, right? He was an ACL.
Yeah, no, ACLs are fine, but the Achilles to me, I'm kind of like, yeah, it's a big deal. And if you're a running back, bro, you know, did J.K. Dobbins have Achilles tears or no?
Dobbins might have. I know he had.
He's probably the one.
Knee injuries. I know he's torn both ACLs.
Right, but he's probably the one. He had a good game. He had a good year with last year. Who did he play for last year? Was it the Ravens?
He was on the
or
Chargers.
Someone else.
Chargers.
No. He's with the Chargers this year. But last year,
Dobbins is on the Broncos now.
He was with the Chargers last year.
Yeah,
you're right. Okay, so see, he did well, but I wonder what the timeline was for that. And I'm not saying Christian McCaffrey tore his Achilles. I'm just saying that seems to be what's about to happen. Like if they, that's probably why they're resting him. And I wouldn't be surprised if the 49ers are going to run like a 3 running back system with Isaac Garendo, Brian Robinson, and Christian McCaffrey every once in a while.
Okay, so this list of players is unspectacular. Cam Akers had 2 Achilles tears and came back, but he's never been the same since.
No, never been the same.
Donta Foreman, Marlon Mack, Beanie Wells.
None of those players are any good, bro.
Yeah, no, that's it's not great.
It's a bad sign, man. It's a bad sign. I'm trying to see who drafted Christian McCaffrey in our league right now. Okay, not Severe. Severe got Saquon. Okay, not Albert. Let's see, not Omar. Yeah, and Ray got Jalen Hurts, so he's feeling pretty good about himself tonight. Even the 49er guy didn't get Dan, he didn't get Christian McCaffrey.
Who got Javonte?
Javonte Williams. I'll look for that next.
He scored. He scored.
Yeah. No, he scored already. Yeah, and that's all you need in our league. In Guillotine League, all you really need is your guys to score at least one touchdown, and you'll survive because it's about survival. Yeah. Let's see. 805 Paul. He didn't get. Who got CMC?
Can't you just look at?
It's the sergeant at arms of the TNBC chapter of Texas. Jesse, he got Christian McCaffrey. Okay, so he might get chopped, bro. He might get chopped.
Well, that's if McCaffrey doesn't play.
Well, we'll see.
He didn't say anything. I read that article. They didn't say anything about him not playing. He just didn't practice today.
We'll see, man. They're talking about a calf. In the NBA, you know what it means when they say calf, Spence. You know what that means. It means Achilles. So far right now in our Guillotine League tonight, we have Twan already has 26.40 points. Apparently this is what it's saying right now. Really? Because of Jalen Hurts. And then Ray. No. Ray has Jalen Hurts. I'm sorry. Twan has 26.40 points because of CeeDee Lamb. Ray has 17.54 points because of Jalen Hurts. And Severe has 3.90 because of Saquon.
Javonte. He didn't start. Whoever has Javonte didn't start him, huh?
I'm trying to look for. You know what? Maybe Twan. You're right. That could be it.
Yeah,
you're right. Because these are all starters. So hold on, let me look.
I don't know. I know Javonte should have played him. Like he's not going to be the starter in 5 weeks. So you might as well get what you can out of him now.
Oh, actually, I take that back. Twan was so smart that he started both Javonte Williams and CeeDee Lamb. So he's surviving. He's for sure surviving this week.
He's cooking.
Oh, interception, everybody, by the Eagles. Oh, no. Never mind. Eagles had the ball. I'm sorry, guys. That was a catch by who's number 2?
Devonta Smith.
Oh, is that Devontae Smith? Who drafted Devontae Smith in our league? Let's see.
Everybody's going to be real happy with us talking fantasy in here.
Is this a group that likes to listen to fantasy football?
I don't know. It was. Terrence and I, Turf and I did a couple shows, fantasy player wise. That was interesting. I think we did a fantasy draft on one of them.
Did people like
interesting.
It was okay.
I don't think we got a lot of feedback on that one.
Oh, really? Okay.
Not a lot of engagement.
I'm wondering, so are we running this on yours and not on Turf's tonight because he's not here?
Right, it's on mine. He sent me his restream key, but I didn't have his restream URL, so I don't have him set up.
Yeah. See, that's why I like StreamYard. It's like we all know how to use StreamYard, right?
Right. So I was gonna set him up as a to stream to. I was gonna just stream to his stream, which would spread out to all his stuff, but he never got back to me. I'll keep an eye on it though. I've got my Instagram chat up. If he manages to get it in there, I'll go set it up.
Okay. I'm looking to see who.
Right now, I'll have to dump my my one Twitch follower.
Oh, okay. Okay, so Saquon caught a ball.
Yep, that was actually a nice catch.
I'm wondering if it's you. Did you get Devontae Smith? No, it's not you.
I don't think so.
No, it wasn't you. I just looked. So, here it is. Rick from Hawaii, the president of TNBC Raider in Hawaii. He has Devontae Smith. So
Yeah, I don't got anyone. I don't got anyone in this
nobody
game.
tonight. You don't got
No
anybody.
skin tonight. No skin.
Okay.
I stayed away from the Cowboys and the Eagles. The only guys I have actually in fantasy from either team across all my teams is Jalen Hurts. I think I got a
Oh,
couple
really?
carries to him. Yeah,
Really?
Hurts is a beast, man. He's a lot of these leagues. You only get 4 points for the passing touchdown. You get 6 for the rushing. So Hurts makes a ton of sense because he scores double-digit touchdowns every year.
I
Rushing.
was talking to someone about that last night. I was saying, isn't second round a little early for quarterbacks? And this is a guy who's played it for a long time. And he said, not really if you're going to get a running quarterback that you know for sure is going to get touchdowns. So he said second round quarterbacks would be like a Jalen Hurts, a Lamar Jackson, Jaden Daniels in some cases, right? Like, because all of those guys he was saying aren't going to be around past the third. If you're lucky, usually you get taken second or third.
Lamar's going to set it off this year. It's,
you think so? You don't think he's going to do
that? He's not going
to
the Super Bowl. He's not going to the Super Bowl, but his regular season numbers are going to be astronomical. This is the first time in this guy's career he actually has a full team. He has wide receivers that can actually catch the ball. He has running backs. He's got a line. He's got a defense. He
still has Mark Andrews. He still has Mark Andrews
for 1 or 2 more years. He's got an up and comer in Lively who looks a little dinged up at the moment. But I mean, this is a scary, scary team, folks. So if you got Lamar, congratulations, because people are going to try and man up on the outside, and he's just going to run.
Okay.
He's just gonna
he's
gonna run. So if they don't spy him, they're gonna get cooked.
Because here was
and if
my
they do
fear
spy him, he's gonna throw, and you're gonna either way you pick your poison, you're gonna lose.
Here was my fear with why I didn't want to get Lamar. I felt like Derrick Henry was going to go for 2,000. So I felt like they were going to run the ball a lot, right?
They probably will, but that running the ball is going to set the play action up. And again,
that's true.
If you get into down and distance with Lamar and you don't spy him, that's the thing. Is like
right?
you automatically have to assign somebody to him on defense because if you don't, he's gonna burn you. And he actually has weapons now, right? And when they go to 12 personnel, forget it. Who are you covering?
Yeah, no, you're right.
I didn't really think of it
this way. Right. I mean, I'll tell you this: on a guillotine league, for example, there was someone who took Lamar in the first round, and for guillotine league, you totally should take like Jalen Hurts, Lamar Jackson, because it's all about survival. So that's one of the only weird things where they say the quarterback's the most important position in real football. The guillotine league is one of the leagues that's for fantasy that supports that notion. Like if you happen to have Jalen Hurts because you took him in the first round, Jaden Daniels, Lamar Jackson, Joe Burrow, like quarterbacks who is going to go off on people, it's okay to take them in the first round.
Yeah, in our league, I drafted Joe Burrow as my first quarterback, who's not really a runner, but he's gonna
go off. Numbers. He throws for like 6 touchdowns a game, man.
Yeah.
And in all honesty, too, this is what's weird to me about NFL voting. If we just took stats, Joe Burrow should have gotten the MVP last year. If we're just going off of stats,
it's kind of nuts, right?
I get that his team sucked, but you know how in the NBA your team can suck and you can still get the MVP? Why can't that happen in the NFL, where your team could really suck, but your stats are just so high, man? It's like you have to give him the MVP.
Yeah, no, I hear you. It's kind of nuts. Like I feel like Lamar got that a couple years ago. Like he got a MVP award, right? Because he had his stats were insane. And his team did good, but I think they got bounced in the first or second round of the playoffs. I mean, but his numbers were just that out there that they just gave him the award, despite not having the best record in the NFL or anything like that.
Right.
So yeah, you're right. But I mean, it's a little bit of a stretch when you're like barely a 500 team, right? Or you're under 500, right? How can you give a MVP award to?
But the Bengals last year though was like they almost made the playoffs. Remember how last year they were the scariest team?
Yeah, not to
they
make the
almost
playoffs.
made it. Yeah, they almost snuck in. There was like a scenario where they could have snuck in.
Yeah,
so,
they waited too long to turn it on.
Yeah. Well, let me ask you this: with this weekend's game between Cincinnati and the Browns, there's already word that Myles Garrett, there's something going on with him physically, so we'll see if he plays or not. Right? It seems like people who get paid, all of a sudden they're a little hurt. I don't know. Hopefully, it doesn't happen with Max Crosby, but we're gonna get destroyed anyways. So. In fact, let me show you my confidence in how badly we're going to get destroyed. All right. So last year, I'm in my family pool. And the way the pool works is you just pick your teams. You have to pick every single game, and then whoever has the most wins of that weekend, it keeps going, and then whoever has the most wins overall in the year, they make it all to the finals. So, anyways,
okay.
Of all the teams that I picked last year on purpose, I was like, nope, no matter what, ride or die, I'm always picking the Raiders. Because part of the rule is you have to pick 3 underdogs. So you can pick all favorites if you want, but you have to at least pick 3 underdogs, right? Now, last year, I always made it an automatic Raiders is going to be an underdog. I'm picking the Raiders because no matter what, I don't give a damn. I'm going to rock with them. Then we won 4 games, Spence. So this year, I am so confident in us only winning our ceiling only being 6 games that I think the odds for our pool was only shockingly 3.5 for the Patriots to win, 3.5. They were at
the line has dropped to 2 as of last night.
Oh, okay, dropped to 2. Okay, I picked the Patriots because I'm like, Patriots are going to kill us. I almost considered in one of my fantasy leagues starting Patriots defense. I honestly was like, Patriots defense might do pretty well. But then I was like, no, I'm starting the Jets, defense.
Just because hard against.
Yeah, because I just felt like fantasy wise, I think the Jets are for this weekend, Jets versus Steelers, right? It's sort of a revenge game for the Jets, and it's at the Jets. And I think the Jets get shitted on a lot for their defense. But if we're being honest, they got a lot of good pieces, man. Jets defense is pretty good if you really want to just,
they actually drafted I think one of probably the top, who's going to end up being one of the top 3 corners from this draft. So they're going to.
Do you think that person will start?
I don't know if he's starting. I haven't spent enough time. I focus on the Jets when the Jets game's coming up. I don't occupy my mind with them before then.
Right.
They're not in front of mine. I would love to see them get annihilated by the Steelers, just because I love to see the Jets lose. But that's that's a side note.
No, well, right.
And I have Justin Fields in my Superflex, so I actually need him to do something. And
I think Justin Fields will do well fantasy wise. I just think I don't think the Steelers will lose just because at the end of the day, the Steelers are a more established team. They kept TJ Watt. It's Mike Tomlin, so he's pretty good as a coach. He manages it pretty well. They have a better quarterback this year than they had last year. We can all agree on that, right? Better quarterback situation, at least. Would you say that Aaron Rodgers is better than Russell Wilson?
Hypothetically, he is, but we'll see. The dude didn't show up until he
Okay.
absolutely had to, right? So, I mean, how invested is he really?
I
Right?
feel like for
Do you
this
remember
game,
when
Aaron
that Rodgers
Rodgers.
contract got signed was basically when the Steelers brass called bullshit on him. And
Oh, that's true.
you either need to throw your hat in now or get out.
Right.
And he was
And
like,
then
okay,
then
yeah,
he's
you got me, guys. I'm playing. You remember?
right.
He was
Right.
just sandbagging it the
Right.
whole time, so he didn't have to go to mini camp. He didn't have to go to preseason. And they're like, "Look, dude, like you're either gonna be a Steeler or you're not, and you're gonna make that decision now and report." And he came. It's like,
But
but
what
but that makes me think like, where's his mind at really? Like he didn't show up because he wanted to. He showed up because he was forced to, and he wanted to collect the check. Like,
that's
so
true.
is he there to collect a check or is he there to win? And I feel like
No, these are all
that's the
valid
difference
points.
between year one Aaron Rodgers and year two Aaron Rodgers, right? When he showed up that first year for the Jets, he showed up. He showed up for the first time since he was like a rookie or something, like in OTAs, and he gelled with the team, and he worked his way in and integrated with the guys and spent time building relationships, and then boom, he pops his Achilles in the first week, and he's out. The next season when he comes back and he's recuperated, he doesn't go to anything. He doesn't show up and he just kind of like floats through the year and, has okay numbers and does okay and loses, but doesn't really care. Right. He didn't really have that fire. I didn't see it. And I've had arguments with Steeler fans about this. I was like, because I just think he's washed. I don't think his mind is in the game anymore. Right. And once that happens, I think you just might as well hang it up. Like at least Amari Cooper knew it and hung it up.
Man, that was that was the terrible.
You like how I just stared that right back to you?
Yeah, no, that was bad, man. That was. I mean, when I heard about it, I couldn't just help but laugh because the Raiders are gonna Raiders, man. I mean, I'm sorry, guys. It feels like this year to everyone before the draft, after the draft, after the schedule release. Like, it seems like I'm the Debbie Downer of the group, but I've gotten to a point where I'm going to be completely honest with everyone. I'm not going to try to hype up my team when I know what's happening. What's happening is they're trying to figure this shit out right now. Kind of like when a college football program is trying to figure out year one, hey, who are we really going to have, right? I'm not saying we're not going to try our best, but in the NFL, when does trying your best ever help get you to the playoffs? It doesn't. All right. You know what helps you get you to the playoffs? Talent, established O-line, established D-line. We don't have any of that. We don't have an established O-line. We don't have an established D-line. And check this out. Our third round pick cornerback, who's supposed to be a Pete Carroll guy, is the backup to an undrafted Kai Kelly Blue. Did you see that? Like, what the F, Spence?
You know what? I did the game preview yesterday on my show, and I was as shocked as you are right now. I was like, who in the world is this kid? And why is he starting over?
I mean, if all we're doing is learning anyways, right? Now, first of all, nothing against Kai Kelly Blue. Hey, you're a Raider. And I actually knew who he was because I believe Kai Kelly Blue came from Kansas, if I'm not mistaken. It's either Kansas or Kentucky. I have to look it up. But I was like, oh, okay, he might make it. Like, this guy might make it into the team, I thought, right? Because he was pretty good. But I didn't think his ass was going to start over a third-round pick. Like, because my whole thing is, if you're going to teach someone, then teach the guy you drafted high, right? Like, let him take the bumps and bruises. Screw it. Put the other guy in. Let him be the bench. But you're going to make the undrafted guy be the bench, and somehow I'm supposed to be convinced that this is a winning move? How is this a winning move? Like, exactly explain this to me, right?
I do not know. It's like I was super excited for the Patriots when we had two undrafted guys make the team guess what? Neither one of them are starting. Efton Chisholm's is not starting for the Patriots. It's
Is that one wide receiver you were talking about? Is he going to play?
He is sick, and I don't know if he's going to get on the field, but he has got some crazy agility. Like his
what's his name again? Williams? What's his name?
Kyle Williams. Yeah, you're going to see him tomorrow for sure, or Sunday. Rather.
Okay, on Sunday.
Yeah.
So we'll see Kyle Williams on Sunday.
I don't know exactly how many reps. I was trying to kind of quantify things for people, like doing the preview. Like Kyle Williams is not listed as a starter. I think that you're going to see our X is going to be Kayshon Boutte and Matt Collins. Those are going to be
Boutte will be the X. Okay. Yeah. Oh, so Boutte will be there. So Pop Douglas will be the slot.
Pop will be yes, he's the Y, and the Z is going to be Steph Diggs and Kyle
of course.
Williams.
Yeah.
Right.
That's interesting.
I think that's kind of how they're gonna run it. But it's I think Diggs will probably be on a pitch count. I can't imagine they're gonna let him go out there and play the whole game. Like,
so you think Kyle Williams is gonna get some snaps?
He's gonna get some snaps for sure. And I think Matt Collins is gonna be a package-based guy. But I mean, honestly, I would like to see Mac play all the time. I think he's awesome.
You think he's awesome?
I think he's awesome. He's the only guy we have that has any sort of size. He's got speed, and the dude just does not drop balls.
Yeah, he was great for the Raiders. I liked him.
And he crushes in the running game. Like if you need to run to his side, because he's going to take the safety out. He'll take the corner out.
Speaking of right back to you, I have literally gambled my entire fantasy season on Travion Henderson, bro. Like, I have picked them on every draft. I'm like, Travion. I told my brother, I said, you got to get this kid. Get Travion Henderson.
It's a good choice.
Right? So, Spence, tell me that he's going to get all the balls and we're not going to do this dumbass give it to Ramondre Stevenson when we're in the goal line bull crap or anything like that.
All right, I'm going to say this. Ramondre is your goal line back. Ramondre is your number one running back. Ramondre will get 10 to 15 carries tomorrow, or Sunday, rather. Travion Henderson is going to mix in a little bit in running. I was saying my guess is probably somewhere around 5 carries in the game.
Only 5?
Probably. That's my guess. He's going to be your primary kick returner, and he's going to be your third down.
That makes me feel good.
When we're in third down, he's going to be on the field. It won't be Ramondre, I don't think.
And that's a passing down, so he'll get a lot. Yeah. He'll get passes.
He'll get passes. And I was like,
why do you think
conceivably what you're going to see is I think he probably catches 4 to 5 balls. I was like, now what does that translate to?
Man,
I don't know where he's getting. Yeah, I was like, but that could be like 5 catches for like 70 yards. Like he's an explosion waiting to happen.
That's fine with me. Bro, I just need him to get at least 12.
And then couple that with, 5 carries for, let's say, 30 yards. Right? Something like that.
Is it?
Like he breaks
let me ask you this question. I know he's a rookie and there's a weird little scale for the NFL, but as a rookie coming off the flat or whatever, do you believe Drake May will throw to him on a touchdown if he's one of the open people? If Drake May had 3 open people and Travion Henderson happened to be one of them, would he throw to him, or is he going to be like, Rook, I'll get you 2 games from now?
The word out of camp is that he was looking for Henderson downfield. So he was, I don't know if I sent you any of the video, but he absolutely destroyed the Vikings in the camp. When they practiced with the Vikings, he
destroyed them.
He just snatched their soul multiple
times. I love this.
Just running dig routes and corner routes.
By the way,
he was catching 30 yards downfield.
I would rather have that, because if I have a running back who can catch passes, right, and give me little 10-yard flat moves here, and dude, you give me 5 receptions for, like what you said, 70 yards a game, you're in, baby. You're a solid RB2 for me. you're even a good flex, like, thank you. Right. So but I was all in on getting Henderson. I just felt like that guy, the minute he touched the ball and went almost 100 yards for that touchdown, I was like, yeah, that's the guy. That's the guy the Raiders should have drafted in the second round right there.
Yeah, he's going to be good. I mean, I'm not going to I've got a share of Janty, so I can't be I got to be positive about him. I think he could be the bright spot coming out of your draft class. Honestly, like he's got the agility and the contact balance. The thing that I question is whether or not that line can open holes for him. That's the only thing I have a question about. I like your tackles. In between the tackles, not so much. Right? Guard to guard.
I stayed away. Yeah, I stayed away from Genty like the plague, man. I felt like, I don't know, bro. I just like we're not in the Mountain West anymore.
Yeah, I think you guys could.
You know what I'm saying? Genty's not going to be able to pull those. Yeah, but Genty's not going to be able to pull off those moves that we saw him pull off in college. It's like, they show the highlights of how he rammed, a Niner, right? Or he rammed that other guy. And I'm like, he's not going to do that shit in the regular season. And if he does, he might get hurt. So honestly, I feel like until we solidify our O-line, which goes right back to you, Spence, like, do you believe your O-line for the Patriots this year is set well enough, or you're still like,
to run? Yes.
Or to do everything, like to protect Drake May.
To pass is questionable. Like, Garrett Bradbury was one of the worst rated centers in the league at pass pro. So could he get Drake May killed? Yes, he could.
Lucky for you, Drake May can run.
Right.
So lucky for you, he's a runner.
I think they do have Bradbury on a very short leash, though. So Ben Brown looks like he's ready to go, ready to step in there if we need him. And he'll be the center.
Now, let me ask you, that's Ben Brown from Cincinnati, right? That's the same Ben Brown that came from the Bengals last year?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. And he's pretty good, actually, at center. Like, he played some for us there last year. He was serviceable there, and he looks a whole lot better this year. So I don't think he was a natural center. They kind of converted him there last year because we lost Andrews. But he did okay with it when he got put in there. And on a terrible, terrible excuse for an offensive line that we had last year, he was not the worst player on it. So that's about the most praise I can give him.
All right.
As far as our rookies on the left side of the line, the only thing I can say is thank God Max Crosby's not there. I heard he lines up mostly over the right tackle, so
he does. He does.
We'll let the old man deal with him, Morgan Moses. Hopefully Moses can double team him and try and slow him down.
Here's my thing with, and I understand your fear, but somebody said to me a few times, well, you guys have Max Crosby. Max Crosby is only a difference maker if he has partners that can help him. The minute you double team Max Crosby, he's pretty much nullified, dude. So when you double team Max Crosby, the other guy's got to step it up. And all I can tell you is, is Tyree Wilson going to step it up? Is Malcolm Koonce going to step it up? Like, I don't know. I don't know if that's going to happen.
I'm going to be honest. I think that's Pete Carroll's plan. I think he's going to put Tyree Wilson right next to Max Crosby. And I think the message is going to be like,
I hope it works.
I dare you to double team Max Crosby. I dare you to, because you're going to single Tyree up, and he's going to. I did see today that Tyree Wilson had like the 9th most quarterback pressures in the league last year.
Yeah, because they put him on the inside.
Yeah.
They started letting him play more of a defensive line, like a inside, like one of those guys, rather
Like the
than
Chris
putting
Jones
him on
role.
the outside.
Yeah.
Right. But
So
let me see.
that
What.
position's big. That's a new kind of wrinkle that people are rolling out there now. So I mean, like the Patriots have
So it's not just us out of desperation.
no. I mean, maybe that
They're actually doing this in the league.
Yeah, you got to play. You got to play where they're the best. Sometimes it's not where they were in college. It's where they are. Maybe they don't have quite the speed or move package to kind of be an edge rusher, and but they do have the strength and power and quickness to get off the line and beat the blocks.
Right. So here, let me read to you our current depth chart right now, right before Sunday. This might change, but our nickelback is going to be Darnay Holmes. Kai Kelly Blue is the one playing right cornerback. Darian Porter's his backup. Isaiah Polamau is playing free safety.
Okay.
Sorry. Jeremy Chin is playing our left cornerback. Okay. Then we have Elandon Roberts. Elandon Roberts is our Mike. Jermaine Pratt is our Will. We're only doing 2 linebackers. From what this depth chart is saying. We have Devin White backing up Elandon Roberts. And then Jamal Adams is backing up Jermaine Pratt.
Wait, you're not gonna have Devin White on the field?
I don't know, man. I'm reading the depth chart. This is according to the depth chart.
I watched the last preseason game where the starters played for the Raiders, and I saw Landon and White on the field together, and they looked solid.
Yeah, I don't know, bro.
I don't know why. I don't know why you would choose to put Pratt over Devin White.
Again, like I told you, I have no.
Let's just hope that that's
what's gonna happen.
Let's just hope that's not 100%.
Well, who knows, man? I mean, shit. Amari Cooper was supposed to be 100%. He just quit. So that took less than a week.
Yeah. Well, I mean, the depth chart I saw didn't even have Amari Cooper listed as a starter.
Okay. Yeah, the depth chart I originally saw when Amari Cooper was in, he was the backup. He was the backup to, I think, what's his name? Dante Foreman. No. He wasn't the backup. Yeah, he was the backup to Dante Thornton. Now Dante Thornton doesn't even have a backup. But so let me read you our edge or our defensive lines. So Malcolm Kuntz is the right defensive edge. Snowden is his backup. Thomas Booker the fourth is our defensive tackle. Lalau is his backup.
Okay.
And then Adam Butler is the left defensive tackle. Lakey Fotu is his backup. Max Crosby is the left defensive end. And Tyree Wilson is his backup. According to this depth chart.
Okay.
And then on the offense, Dante Thornton doesn't have a backup. He's the left wide receiver, so that's the X. Looks like the Y is going to be Trey Tucker, because he's the right wide receiver listed here. Trey Tucker's backup is Jack Besh. And then we have the slot, which is the Z, right? That's Jacoby Myers. So we only have 1, 2, 3, 4 wide receivers listed right now on the depth chart.
Yeah. Yeah. So
you think it's going to be 12 personnel, right?
I don't think so. I think you guys might run. I think you might run 12 personnel to run the ball. To be honest, you
really don't think we're going to go 12 personnel for like half the plays?
No, I don't.
No,
I think
Michael Mayer and Brock Bowers.
No, I think you might actually run some sets where Bowers lines, like you go 4 wide and you have Bowers out wide. I think he's going to do some different stuff with Bowers.
I see what you're trying to say.
I think he's going to want to get Bowers involved in different ways and motion. He might motion him to kind of try and free him up. Because if he lines up traditional, I'll tell you what's going to happen. He's going to get a linebacker on him, and he's going to get safety help over the top. He's going to have two people watching him all day long, and they are going to man up on the outside, and then they're going to dare you to beat them outside. That's exactly what's going to happen.
Huh.
And if Gonzalez doesn't play this week, which is looking like he won't, then that means Carlton Davis is probably going to take Jacoby Myers. So Alex Austin will get Thornton. So Marcus Jones is going to cover Trey Tucker, which is a great matchup for him. Marcus Jones has a terrible time with bigger guys. Like, if I was the Raiders, I would not play Trey Tucker in this game. I would play Jack Besh. Because Besh he will eat Marcus Jones alive.
Why are you telling this to me, man? I just dropped Jack Besh. I dropped Jack Besh.
Besh was your draft. He was your best draft pick. Don't let anybody get it twisted. No. Jack Besh was your best draft pick in this draft. He was the guy.
He didn't play much in preseason, man.
I don't understand it. I'm telling you, when he gets on the field, he will never come off the field again.
Now you're going to make my ass go get him back. Jesus, Spence. Why did you? I just didn't think Jack Besh was going to get the ball a lot this week.
Jack Besh just didn't fall to me anywhere. I would have taken him if I had an opportunity to get him late in the draft. But people like him. He's getting drafted everywhere.
Oh man,
that's just one.
Okay, let me ask you. Let me ask you this.
You can take it for what it's worth.
No. Let me ask you this. All right, you're talking long-term fantasy, right? Who would you rather have? Alec Pierce from the Indianapolis Colts, right? Which is a clear, fast, distance, far away guy with Daniel Jones throwing. You saw how well he did last year when they finally got a quarterback like Joe Flacco who will actually throw to him, right? This guy's a speedster. And word is, if he does get traded, he's going to get traded to a team that actually wants to use him, right? So who would you rather have? Alec Pierce or Jack Besh if you're playing fantasy?
Jack Besh.
Why? We're going to suck, Spence.
He's good. Jack Besh is good.
I know, but I'm talking about think usage.
I was talking about this last night. I was like, forget about speed. Forget about all the crap that people are throwing at you. I was like, he and Jacoby Myers are the two best football players on that team.
I agree.
At the wide receiver position.
But I agree.
Jacoby Myers.
You got
the Thornton is a mirage. He's the shiny Ferrari in the garage. Like, you don't know if it has an engine yet.
Okay.
Looks great.
So you think he's going to get kicked out?
He walks around with his shirt off. I mean, you're like, oh my God, is he a football player? Or is he like a bodybuilder? Like, he's just ripped. You're like, is that T.O. reincarnated?
But you're not buying into him at all.
We have no idea if this kid can play football. None. We know that he runs sick fast, and he had one nice catch in the preseason.
Let me ask you this:
he wasn't anything special at Tennessee.
Oh shit! Jake Elliott just hit a long field goal. Wow.
Yeah.
Well, that was long.
Yep.
Wow. So this game, by the way, is really close, y'all. It's 24-20. Yeah, 24-20.
It's an NFC East matchup, division game. Big surprise. It's not going away.
I still think, honestly, bro, if Jalen Carter didn't get kicked out in the first 10 seconds, this game wouldn't look this close. Jalen Carter is just that good.
You think Carter's that big a difference maker? Okay.
Yes. Just like Chris Jones. Remember when they didn't have Chris Jones, they weren't able to get all those different interceptions. When they got Chris Jones, Trent McDuffie all of a sudden looked like a superstar. It's like, yes, I know. I'm quite familiar with how good Trent McDuffie is, but you need the rush. And right now they're rushing Jordan Davis, bro. Come on, man. It's not even the same. Not even the same. So
no. That's a
I was gonna say
Jalen
this.
Carter. That's another guy that should have been a Raider, right?
Yes. Well, he just spit on Dak Prescott, and that's a disciplined Jalen Carter. So imagine what it would have been like for us if we drafted him. He probably wouldn't be as good.
He would fit into that silver and black. Are you kidding me? That to me, if I was running the Raiders, what I would be looking for is attitude all day long.
I know, man.
I would want that Raiders swagger. I'd want the guy that comes through the line and just absolutely blows up a quarterback for no reason, just because he's there.
I know.
And then watch him get fined and suspended, and then they interview him and ask him. He said, "I don't give a crap. I'll do it again."
Right.
You know?
No, I hear you.
I don't give a crap. I'm going to take you out.
No, I hear you. He's got the Raiders swagger for sure, but we were trying to get away from that just so that we can stop getting penalties.
Yeah.
We were trying to be a more, I guess, friendlier Raider. I don't know, man. I was going to ask you this, though. So since you already did the scouting for Raiders versus the Patriots, who do you believe will cover Dante Thornton the majority of the game on Sunday?
I think if Gonzo was there, it was going to be Gonzo, because Gonzo has the speed to keep up with him.
But what about if Gonzo doesn't cover Jacoby Myers?
Oh, I always thought Carlton Davis was going to cover Jacoby Myers.
And you think it'll be okay? Because Jacoby's pretty good, man.
Jacoby's pretty good, but Carlton's is going to reduce his numbers a lot.
Okay.
But Jacoby will get his.
Okay.
Jacoby.
So you believe that if they put So you believe that if they put Jacoby as the Z and they put Jack Besh as the Y, somehow that will work? You really think so?
Yeah, because Marcus
it's kind of
Jones
weird, right?
Nickel.
They're both the same. It's like having two Cooper Cups at the same time.
No, they're doing different things. Jack Besh is going to operate, short routes. He's going to look for the open spot and just get his hands up. But the thing is that Marcus Jones is the guy that's going to cover him. And Marcus Jones can't cover Jack Besh. Trey Tucker, all day long. You're going to watch it. I'm telling you. You're going to be like, okay. They look like they're the same person because Marcus Jones is going to be right on them.
Okay.
The thing that Marcus Jones can't deal with is size. That's every time he gets beat because there's a bigger player that he's got to cover.
So here's what's frustrating to us as Raider fans. You're a Patriots guy. And if you know this, then why the fuck is Pete Carroll doing what he's doing then? I mean, you know this. So then we're like, fuck
because
it,
the answer is Trey Tucker is, he's the only dude you got that's, him and Thornton are the ones that have speed. The
so why not put
I still hear Raider people talking about like we just got to get Trey Tucker downfield. Trey Tucker's like 2 feet tall. You could never find him if he was 40 yards downfield. He looks like a little ant.
He's not like Tyreek Hill.
That's why you got Thornton.
Right.
That Adonis, you can see him from 50 yards away.
What's your theory on if we're losing this game anyways and they know it, that they're going to play the hell out of Jacoby and Trey Tucker so that they can look sexy enough for a trade?
I would say if I was putting money on one player in this game to have over 100 yards on the Raiders, it's going to be Bowers.
Okay, of course, dude. I mean, he did it last year.
Bowers. I mean, if let's say this, like if Geno is completing 20 balls in this game, 12 of them are going to Bowers. You could take those other 8 and cut them up however you want with the other wide receivers and running backs. 12 of those balls are going to Bowers.
Okay.
That's just how it's going to be.
Let me ask you this.
My guess is the Patriots are just going to try and like contain Bowers, not right. They just don't want him to get big runs after the catch, right? Like if they can
don't want
get him
the
and drop
yards.
him, yeah. If they can get him and drop him, I think they'll be happy with that.
Okay. So he'll probably get 12 catches.
Yeah.
12 catches for 100 yards.
100,
easy.
120, 130. I don't know. Yeah.
Okay.
2 scores. I said the score I picked, I think, was 27-17.
Man, you thought we were going to score 17 on you guys? Maybe garbage time. Maybe.
No Gonzalez.
Yeah. Let me ask you this.
If Gonzalez is out there, that it's a different thing. I mean, that's hitting the off switch right there. Like everybody is shut down because everybody reallocates, and that's just a problem.
Right. I was thinking that if Gonzalez, if Thornton was going to be a decoy anyways, and Gonzalez is an island, man, he's just going to cover the shit out of him. Why not just put Trey Tucker there? Let Thornton be the backup, and then put Besh, like you said, put Besh on Marcus, and then just see what happens. Why not just do that?
Wait, you put Trey Tucker on the outside?
No, I'd put Trey Tucker as the backup to Trey. I'd put Trey Tucker on the outside to be the decoy, so Christian Gonzalez has to cover him, and then Thornton then becomes his like backup. And then in the meantime, you got Besh and Meyer on the other side.
That's the one interesting thing about Gonzalez is that Gonzalez typically is he's the right cornerback, and he does not move off that spot.
Oh,
so he won't travel with guys, right? So if you've got you got a guy over there, and then you motion him to the other side, they're just going to trade off. Carlton Davis will take him.
Wow! So that's just the Patriot. That's just the way they do it. Okay,
that's how they did it last year. It's going to be a different. I have no idea what to expect from this defense, to be honest, because this is a different bag. And when they asked the defensive coordinator like what type of defense he wanted to have in New England, and he said violent one. That was his answer.
Right,
a violent one. So I would. Based on that alone, I think you guys, especially with the secondary we have, because I think our secondary can hold up. I think you're going to see a lot of blitz, right? I think they're going to want to. I think they're going to want to stay away from Bowers getting way downfield. So I think you're going to see a lot of them trying to get on top. There goes Williams.
Bro, are you watching what I'm watching? This is insane. Is this Javonte Williams? Because he is.
Yeah.
Oh no, that was Miles Sanders.
Oh, that's Sanders.
You see what Miles Sanders just did? Look at this.
Wow.
What is that? It's a 40-yard, 45?
Probably the longest run that Miles Sanders has had in 2 years.
Jesus, there's somebody on our guillotine league that I don't think started Miles Sanders. Let me check, bro. Because I even said it on Discord. I'm like, wow, they're not putting Miles Sanders in because I was curious, and now Miles Sanders probably scored a bunch.
Yeah, I wonder if we see the rookie.
Yeah, Jaden. Well, we probably will in this game at some point. Maybe not, actually, if it's close. Maybe we won't see the rookie. Jadon Blue is his name, I think.
Oh, man, I loved him when he was at Texas.
He was that good, huh?
Oh, he's so good.
Good. He totally benched Miles Sanders. Miles Sanders is on the bench. He has...
You don't play with Schottenheimer.
Yeah, jeez.
There goes
this
Javonte.
Poor guy. And this is the same guy, Jesse. He got McCaffrey. So if McCaffrey's injured, he's gonna hate that he didn't put Sanders in. Well, he was smart enough to get Brian Robinson though. So if McCaffrey is injured, he could put Brian Robinson in.
This is the problem with San Francisco is you don't know how they're going to play, right? This could
Yeah,
you could think that it's going to be a Brian Robinson game, and it's Isaac Garendo,
that's true.
right?
That's true.
And then
That's
you're
true.
completely screwed. Completely screwed. That's
I,
the Shanahan special right there.
yeah,
That happened a
I
couple
had
times to
Brian
me last
Robinson
year.
last year. I had Brian Robinson last year from fantasy, and he did pretty well for me. But I guess he's just an average guy, right? Like he's nothing special. Nothing special about Brian Robinson. Okay.
I don't think so. He got unseated by a rookie, so
Yeah.
which interestingly enough, you know who the starters listed on their depth chart?
Is it Chris Rodriguez? Is he the one starting?
Austin
Not
Eckler.
Jacory?
Austin
Eckler. Huh. I don't think they're going to run the ball a lot.
First crack.
I think they're going to do Jaden Daniels. Yeah.
Jaden Daniels, QB1 and RB1.
Yeah, probably, man. And then, they got Terry McLaurin. They have, is it Noah Brown that's in there on the other side? Who's on the other side?
I think it is Noah Brown. I think it is.
So McLaurin, Brown, Austin Eckler off the flats and, screen passes and stuff like that. Luke McCaffrey, I don't know if he's developing at all. Oh, that's right. They have Debo. That's right.
McLaurin, Debo, and Noah Brown.
So Debo is probably going to be like the specialist, right? Oh, flag on the play.
Yeah.
So Dak's been trying to get it to Ferguson this whole time. That's the second time he tried it, and they just threw a flag. This might be pass interference.
I think they're going to call the helmet hit right there.
Oh, you think so? So is that's worse, right?
Yeah. That's garbage, but I mean,
personal foul. Oh, you think that's a good call?
No.
He tried to stop. Yeah, he tried to stop right there.
He was going down for the ball. Like, there was nothing he could do. He just ran into him. He wasn't trying to hit him.
What could Blankenship have done? Could he have just jumped over him? What could he have done?
Yeah, I have no idea. That's I hate that stuff. That's we need to get back to the days where
Jack Tatum can hit you.
Yeah. Lawrence Taylor, absolutely ended your career,
Right. You can blame Tom Brady.
A little fear in these quarterbacks. If you hear
Sanders fumble.
No way.
Yes. Eagles. 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 Oh, man. Yep, he fumbled it. That's totally a fumble.
That is totally a fumble.
That is totally
a fumble. Scoop and
score
for the Eagles.
Oh, my goodness. Scoop and score. My brother's playing against the Eagles defense tonight, too, on his league. So let me see. I did start the Eagles on one of my leagues. So let me just check. No, it says I only have 4. Yeah, it says I only have 4 right now. 4 points for Eagles defense. So
it's
apparently that didn't
confirmed yet.
Oh, okay.
And they might have ruled the guy who recovered the ball down.
Okay, yeah, because I started him on 2 of my ESPN leagues. Eagles defense. So
it did look like it was a clean pickup and score, though. So it might just be because it hasn't been confirmed yet. You're not seeing the points.
Okay.
This Washington team also has Luke McCaffrey, who looked pretty decent later in the year, but he's not cracking the top 3 yet. So I don't know. I'm interested to see what Jacory Krosky-Merritt does this year. It's I've got 2 or 3 shares of him. I loved what I saw from him in the Senior Bowl.
So that's really what sold you, right? The Senior Bowl. The Senior Bowl sold you on him.
Yeah, I mean, Turf and I were watching that. We did Dead in the Water during the Senior Bowl, and we were like, "Who is this dude?" We were both
So
looking
you
at him
had
like,
no idea who the hell it was, and then
"No,
he just popped.
yeah." He went off, man. He took complete control of that game. He looked like a
That's
stud.
awesome.
So he was on my radar then, and then when he blew up in camp and took control of that backfield, I was like, I'm all in on this kid. Like Eckler's old. He's not gonna, even if he gets the initial crack at it, he's not gonna be the alpha for the whole year.
Okay.
Bob is the future.
You think so, huh? Okay.
Yep.
Or Bill,
Yep.
right? Is his name Bill?
Bill, yeah.
Bill.
That's right.
Yeah.
Bill.
Because his real name is Ja'Cory Krosky Merritt, right? Or Merritt.
Yep. He was
right.
And he was I guess they said he looked like Little Bill when he was younger. So that's why they call him.
Right. Hey, let me ask you, do you ever do this where you connect your fantasy league to Fantasy Pros? You know, Fantasy Pros, the apps, you could just connect it and then
I have Fantasy
Pros.
You
do? Okay.
Yeah.
Is it pretty accurate when you go through it with Fantasy Pros? Are they pretty good? Those guys?
Yeah, they're pretty solid.
Okay. All right.
I love their plugin for the drafts. Like that's a huge thing to have because they're feeding you like, suggestions during the draft, so it helps.
Okay.
So
they really
like tiebreaker. I'll put stuff in my queue and then I'll use
because right now they have Travion Henderson projected to do 12.92 points for me. He's my flex.
I would say that's pretty fair. 12.9. He might go over that.
Okay. Well, as long as you're saying he's going to do better, that's fine with me. By the way, Drake May is my quarterback on another league. So what do you think Drake May is going to do?
Turf and I had this debate because last week, because I was telling him, I was like, look, I was like, everybody is way underselling what this kid's going to do this year. I was like, he's going to rush probably close to 700 yards this year.
Wow.
I was like, people better get ready for that. It's coming. It's like last year he had almost 500 yards rushing, and that was just him running for his damn life on a weekly basis.
Wow.
And he did that in 10 games, 10 starts, almost 500 yards. He's going to have a full season. Now, assuming he doesn't get injured, if you project him out for a full year, I mean, I might be even low on him. And I know for a fact that they have designed run packages for him. So he didn't have any of that last year. Everything that he did was just taking what the defense would give him. Or he was running for his life because the defense couldn't block anyone. So but on the off chance that this line can hold up in pass protection and he can get time to throw downfield, like he can throw downfield. So
okay. I'm glad to know he's that good then.
His deep ball accuracy is elite. Definitely. So if everything goes right, I mean, if I was going to put a stat line on him, I'd say probably 35 to 4,000 yards passing, probably 25 to 30 touchdowns. And then add another 750 yards on the ground rushing.
Well, I'm gonna need Drake May to definitely light up the Raiders this Sunday because
from what you've been telling me, I don't think that's a question that's gonna happen. If they run out there with that crew of misfits in the back end,
I don't know.
Steph Diggs is gonna cut you guys up. right?
And that's true, right?
Who's going to cover Steph Diggs on that team?
That's true. You're right. I don't even know. You're absolutely. I mean, is Stokes okay? Let's say it's Stokes. If Stokes covers Diggs, then
Stokes is the best you got. If you put Stokes on Diggs, Diggs is going to kill him first of all, and then whoever the next guy is, he's in real trouble.
Pop Douglas is going to kill that guy. DeMario, he's good, man.
Pop is my pick for the receiving leader on this team. He's going to have.
Yeah,
I've already said it. He's going to have 80 balls this year. At a minimum, he's going to catch 80 balls, and he will be around 1,000 yards, if not over.
Yeah. No, Pop Douglas is the real deal. And then I didn't even think of Kayshon Boutte. Now that you mentioned it, I was like, huh, yeah, Kayshon Boutte. So if Pop Douglas is the slot, he'll probably get covered by Darnay Holmes.
Mm-hmm.
Kayshon Boutte might eat this weekend, if I'm being honest with you, because he's going to get covered by that Kai Kelly Blue dude. It might be a Boutte day. It might be May to Boutte.
Yeah.
Or Booty. However,
I think he says booty is how you pronounce it. But
is it Booty? Okay. You might see a lot of May to Boutte.
I love Boutte. It just sounds better, doesn't it?
I know, it does. I thought because he was from Louisiana. I thought because he was from LSU, you pronounce it Boutte.
Yeah. Little Cajun in there, right?
Yeah, that's what I thought. Well, as long as it's a lot of May to Henderson, I'm happy. Because right now, bro, so on my NFL fantasy draft league, I got the guy I'm playing tonight. He had Jalen Hurts, who's killing me right now. Jalen Hurts already has 21.24 points. And he also had started on flex Javonte Williams, who's got 16.90 on flex. So I'm getting destroyed. So I'm going to need, and then what I have is I have May and Travion Henderson both starting against them. So I'm going to need that combo, baby. I'm going to need Drake May and Travion to beat the shit out of the Raiders.
I hope it happens. I want to see. I'm here for it. Let's see it.
Hey, don't hate me, Raider fans. I'm just being truthful. I'm like, even if we try our best, we suck, man. We're ass. This isn't the year to try to be pushing for a playoffs. We just had our wide receiver who signed a contract for whatever, $1 million something, 1.9. He turned around and said, I'm going to retire. Apparently he couldn't figure out Chip Kelly's offense or whatever. He looked fat anyways. Our best wide receiver, he's disgruntled as fuck. Now, I'm not saying he's not going to play well. I'm just saying probably going to get traded just because he'll probably play his ass off just to get traded.
Yeah.
Right?
It's incentive to produce.
Right. Our best player is Brock Bowers. So if you have him on fantasy, good for you, but he'll get his. I was kind of hoping Chip Kelly would run 12 personnel more so that Michael Mayer could become something. But you're saying that's not Chip Kelly's style. He's going to run a whole bunch of other crap.
No, I think he wants to run. I think he was the offensive coordinator for Ohio State last year. So, I mean,
I know, but they had Judkins and Henderson.
Yeah.
And
now you got Ashton Jennings.
Can't catch worth the shit. He can't catch worth the shit, though.
But, I mean, all the Raider fans have been telling me that he caught 50 balls 2 years ago.
Bro, oh my gosh. He's not Henderson.
I saw him block somebody last game. And pass pro.
Thank you. I appreciate that he can do part of the job he was hired for. That's great.
That was my main question for him coming into the season. I'm like, if he's on the field third down, is he going to make a business decision?
I honestly don't think he's going to be on the field third down. You know who I think is going to be on the field third down? Raheem Mostert.
I think so too.
That's the third down back. And he's the goal line back too.
Right.
I don't think Genty will be the goal line back. I think it'll be
Genty's your goal line back? Wow. Okay. That is going to
remember Raheem Mostert 2 years ago and how good he was at the goal line? Remember when he played for Miami? He was always getting touchdowns. And
the problem with Mostert is he's wound really tight. Like he's
Yeah.
as fast as he is, like he's a soft tissue injury waiting to happen.
Yeah, no, I know.
You know?
Well, I think that's why we kept Zamir White, by the way. I think he's the insurance policy. Yeah, I think he's the insurance policy to if Raheem Mostert gets injured. But you're right. He's one soft tissue injury away from us going, he's in IR.
Yeah. I mean, that happened a couple of years to him in Miami.
Yeah. Yeah. Hey, speaking of which, because we haven't talked about them yet, how well do you think they'll do this year? Honestly, in your honest opinion.
I think that team is just a bad start away from just completely imploding.
Really?
Completely imploding. Yeah.
So
don't get me wrong. I have Jalen Waddle in a couple leagues, so I believe
you're assuming Tua can get the ball home.
Yeah, I'm not a negative person on Tua. Tua's a good quarterback. I just there's too much unrest, you know.
If they lose badly on the opening game, which is possible, does that mean? Let me see. You can look it up. Let me see.
Miami is at the Colts, so
yeah, that's what I was telling you about Alec Pierce. There's nobody to cover Alec Pierce. Who's going to cover the fast white guy?
Well, they've got Minka Fitzpatrick back now.
Come on, bro.
In that trade.
To cover deep.
Well,
to cover Alec Pierce.
No, but he's going to be playing safety, so he's the. You're asking who's the one that's going to prevent him from getting that catch? It's going to be the safety.
And then who's going to cover Michael Pittman? Michael Pittman's about to eat against Miami. Who's covering Michael Pittman?
That's a great question. Let me take a look at. I have not paid any attention to Miami, so let me take a look at their defense. I have not seen even who they. I don't remember who they drafted. Let's see here. They've got Chop Robinson, left defensive end.
Okay, I like Chop from Penn State,
and they got Bradley Chubb on the other side. So they got a pass.
All right, so they got edges. All right,
and they've got Matthew Judon.
Okay, that's your guy. That's from the Patriots.
He looked a little spent last year when he was in Atlanta.
Okay,
let's see. Back end of the defense, Minka Fitzpatrick and Ashton Davis. Oh, you'll recognize this guy. They're starting left cornerback, Jack Jones.
Oh, okay. I mean, I don't think he can cover Pittman.
No, but their starting right corner is Storm Duck.
I don't know who that is. But if that's the guy that's going to try to cover Alec Pierce, good luck.
So he's out of Louisville. He's 6 foot 195, and the second year out of Louisville. So,
and Jack Jones will probably have to cover. Josh Downs, if I'm being honest. And Josh Downs is a killer, dude. That's why I was saying the Colts.
Not a good matchup for him.
Yeah, because the Colts have Pittman, Josh Downs, Tyler Warren, by the way. Do you think Tyler Warren will be the Brock Bowers of this year?
Absolutely.
You know how Brock Bowers killed it? Year one?
So I think Warren's a little different athlete than Brock Bowers.
Okay.
If we're being honest, like Brock is a little unique. But I feel like Brock's got like Gronkowski size, right? But he's not really like that inline blocker that Gronkowski was, right? Kind of the way he kind of
plays. Brock Bowers or Tyler Warren?
Yeah, Brock Bowers.
Okay.
Tyler Warren plays more like Gronkowski, right? He's more of like an inline tight end who can, also run block. You can keep.
So do you think that Tyler Warren will be Gronk-like in year one? Or
Brock Bowers kind of reminds me more of like Kelsey, He's like the soft spot of the zone. He's the seam guy. Gronk is the just I'm going to get you on my back and I'm going to out physical you. That's I think how Tyler Warren will play it too.
Right.
Because like when I was watching the highlights of Tyler Warren in the preseason, I mean, he just looks so much bigger than everybody else.
Right.
He's going against. I'm like, this dude's gigantic. Like I thought he was big at Penn State, but that size translated to the NFL. I mean, he's huge.
So two things will be true then. Jonathan Taylor is going to have a hell of a year because Tyler Warren is now their tight end, and Tyler Warren's going to eat. He's going to get a lot of catches. Okay,
a ton.
Indianapolis
catches.
Might be pretty good, bro. Their defense doesn't suck.
No,
their defense is okay.
So here's the things going against them. Do you believe in Shane Steichen?
Yeah, I don't know, man.
Okay.
I mean, I don't know.
And here's the second thing. Do you believe in Daniel
Jones? Well, shit. Can I ask you this question then? Right back at you. Is this maybe the best offensive surrounding Daniel Jones has ever had in his career?
Oh,
he's got three solid wide receivers. He's got a great running back. He's got a fucking awesome tight end. He's got a pretty decent O-line. I mean, maybe this is the Daniel Jones we were always supposed to see.
This is the first time in his career he's got an offensive line that can actually allow him to drop back and read a defense.
Right. So maybe we'll see that Daniel Jones that they were talking about from college.
I'm going to tell you, I actually love their wide receiver core. I love Pittman, Downs, and
Pierce.
I think the three of those guys and Pierce as your down the field guy that's awesome. Like Pierce, that's what he is. He's a home run guy. Now Jones got a strong arm. I don't know if I believe in his long ball, but we'll see. We'll see. I mean,
but he doesn't really need to, right? When he has Pittman. Pittman's a yak guy.
Right. Yeah. And you don't need to when you got Ty Warren, because think about this. All these other guys like Josh Downs and Pittman are going to command attention. Right?
Right.
So if you're manning up on one of them and you're bracketing the other, what are you doing with Tyler Warren?
Right. Right.
You're right, man. Are you going to cover him with a safety? You're going to cover him with a linebacker? You try to put a linebacker on that dude, and he is going to destroy you.
We're fucked. Yeah. Hey, yeah. I by the way, I rescind what I said earlier. I thought we would beat Indianapolis this year. I think Indianapolis is going to beat the shit out of the Raiders this year. No. So I take it back.
There are two teams that are going to absolutely floor people with how much better they are this year. The Colts are one. Assuming that Shane Steichen
is the other one.
I think the Texans. I'm really? I'm a Patriot believer, but the Texans had a great draft, right? I mean, they got Higgins and Noel onto the same team. Can you believe that?
And they're playing this. By the way, they're playing this Sunday because Kirk got hurt. That got an out. That's why I told you. I said, bro, take fucking Kirk out. What are you doing?
Kirk is not gonna have a job. These two cats they're gonna lock it down out there. Like they have a legit problematic wide receiving core now. And Tank Dell's not even healthy yet, right?
Well, he's out for the whole season because of the injury.
Oh yeah, that's right. Unfortunately,
he's not going to play until next season.
He got injured again.
Yeah.
I was thinking about his injury from last year. He was just starting to get back, and then he got injured again.
Do you think Brevin Jordan will get anything, or is this still going to be Dalton Schultz as a tight end? That's the guy that's going to be their tight end.
Probably Schultz.
Probably Schultz. So the shitty part. Okay, so the good news is
later.
Okay, because I was going to say, so the good news is if you're playing fantasy with the Texans and you happen to have C.J. Stroud and all these receivers, good for you, because there's no running backs. Who the fuck is going to run the ball? Joe Mixon's out for the next 4 weeks at least. They got Dameon Pierce.
I've actually heard that he may not play this year.
What? For the whole season?
Yeah, he may not play at all this year. That's the question right
Get the
now.
fuck out of here.
4 weeks is minimum. They just did the 4
What?
weeks because they want to evaluate him over the first 4 weeks of the season to see how he's progressing.
So
They might
that's
shut him
why
down.
he's not in IR. He's just the out. He's just out because he's not in
But
IR yet.
it could be
Okay.
week 2, and they might just move him to the IR. Like it depends on how he's healing, right? If it's not getting better for him, then they're just going to shut him down. He is really tenuous right now. Yeah, his
it's
season
that
is
bad for Mixon.
Yeah,
Really?
Yes.
Get the fuck out of here. Really?
Yep.
So you're telling me Jalen Coker has a better chance of coming back than Joe Mixon?
That's what it sounds like. So
damn, because Jalen Coker's already in IR.
Yeah. They have Nick Chubb in Houston. Now
I heard he didn't look like
himself. Yeah, he didn't look like himself when he came back last year. And the vibes haven't been good for him in preseason. The one that I'm interested in, and I did pick him up, and maybe it was in this.
Is it Woody Marks? Woody Marks?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now Woody
Tavius, I think is his real name.
He's the USC kid, and he looks like a player.
He's the USC kid. The question is, will he get played? He might just be like a third down guy.
We will see. Like Dameon Pierce is just a guy. He's just a guy.
That's true.
That's true. Agumbawale is, I think, like a third down back. So he's not really a problem.
But that'll probably go to Woody Marks.
So it's either Woody Marks or Dameon Pierce if Chubb goes down or sucks, right? If Chubb is
or sucks.
They're going to give Chubb the first shot, right? If he's ineffective, game 1 they're probably going to go between Chubb and Pierce, right? If Chubb sucks and doesn't look like he can do anything anymore, you might see them quickly pivot to Woody Marks, and he'll become like the waiver wire darling one of these early weeks.
So if we're being honest, then we're saying, who do you think is going to get more catches this Sunday, Jaden Higgins or Jalen Noel?
Oh, I mean that's big. I mean Higgins, and how about that? Like you got Nico Collins, Jalen Noel, and Jaden Higgins are your wide receivers. And I'm going to say Noel because Noel's going to be operating in the slot, right? And everybody's going to be paying a lot of attention to Nico and Higgins. I think Noel ends up getting the catches.
Okay. So Noel will get the ball more.
That's what I think. I think just because the numbers won't, they're going to game plan Nico Collins, right? And then it's going to come down to who do they pay more attention to, Noel or Jaden Higgins? Higgins is going to operate on the outside probably, so I would imagine it's probably a little easier to put people on him, put a corner on him, and have a chance. But who knows? I mean, Higgins hasn't played a ton in the preseason either. It's like Noel has played a bit. He's gotten some run. So I think
that's what I was saying about
CJ Stroud has more of a rapport, I think, with Noel. So we'll see.
Okay.
We'll see.
That's what I was afraid of with Jack Besh when you were telling me how good he is. I'm like, yeah, but they barely fucking played the guy.
Yeah. Something will happen to get Besh onto the field. Mark my words. And when it happens, he will never come off the field.
He's that good, huh? Okay. All right, man.
That is my gut feeling on him. Is that once he actually gets into the game, he's gonna make stuff happen. And then people are big.
It's over. Let me ask you this then. Who would you rather have? Jaden Higgins or Luther Burden? From the Bears.
Jaden Higgins, no doubt.
For sure? Not even thinking about it at all? Because you don't think Caleb Williams is going to be throwing a lot to Luther Burden off the slot?
Nope. He won't.
Is it because of Colston Loveland?
Yeah, yeah. It's you know, and I'm not entirely sure how much he's going to lock it down. Zacchaeus is on the team too, and he and Burden play the same position. So I don't know if they're going to go full out Burden or if they're going to rotate Zacchaeus in there too. But yeah, the Colston Loveland is definitely a factor. He's gonna line up a lot. Like I think you could see situations actually in Chicago where you do have 12 personnel and Colston Loveland, right, is lining up in different formations. And Cole Kmet is more of the inline guy. I think they have a really interesting situation in Chicago. I think their running backs are good. I think Caleb is been slept on a little bit. DJ Moore and Rome Odunze. You're going to see Odunze this year.
He's gonna be a killer, huh?
Yeah, I think Odunze is going to really blow up this year.
Okay, man. Hey, shit. Yeah, I mean, he was great for the Huskies, bro. He was awesome for the Huskies. He was awesome
he's got fantastic hands and he is super, super smart.
Yeah, he was amazing with Michael Penix. So, all right, hold on. Then, speaking of which, by the way, did you see that footage I sent you when I was at the Huskies game?
Yes.
That's awesome. Crazy, right?
Yeah.
Well, wasn't that crazy, bro? Like one time in your life, you got to do that shit. And it was amazing. I now understand why they say it is the greatest setting in college football. Because the fucking lake and the mountain and the background.
I know, it's nuts, right?
It's
a
nuts,
beautiful,
man.
It's a beautiful stadium.
And by the way, I'm rocking with the Huskies because fucking DeMond Williams, dude. I just saw the next Raiders quarterback, bro. I was like, he's only 19. We got 3 more years.
I thought Arch Manning was the next Raider quarterback.
No, screw that. He got destroyed by Ohio State, bro. He's not a Manning after that game. What was that all about? What do you think happened, bro? What do you think happened to him?
I think it was nerves, man. I think the spotlight was big. I don't think he was ready for that, man. To go into the horseshoe and take on Ohio State opening week. I don't think he was ready for that. That place is unique.
You've noticed, by the way, that it's been a rain delay, right? There's some weird weather delay. They're saying they're going to give an update in 7 more minutes.
But we can't play
How
football
shitty would it be if this is a rain out? How does it work if there's a rain out?
I don't know. I've never even heard of that, man. They play football in blizzards and you can't get out there in rain. Like what?
Okay.
The NFL is getting soft on us. This is crazy.
All I know is the Eagles are ahead by 4 with this delay. I don't know what the delay is all about. You think maybe the field is too wet?
I would assume so. They're in Eagle country, right? So this field's crap.
Well, yeah, they're in Eagle. Yeah, they're in Philly. So
Philly doesn't have
move,
much that's
NFL. Good. This should have been a Cowboys home game.
Yeah, Philly can't keep anything nice.
They'll probably go to the Super Bowl again this year, if I'm being honest, man. Their team is pretty solid. Barring injury, their team's pretty solid. Can you see anyone in the NFC really challenging the Eagles? Like, honestly?
Yeah. I can.
Who do you have? Who do you have that would challenge them? Because they're good defensively. They're good offensively.
My Super Bowl pick in the NFC, if I'm picking right now,
don't say the Lions, bro. You're killing me.
No, not the Lions. Let's be honest. It's the 49ers.
Oh, you're killing me worse.
Yeah.
Why do you think they're gonna make the Super Bowl? Because of the script? Because Taylor Swift's going to be playing at Santa Clara. You're killing me, man.
The Super Bowls in Santa Clara. It's going
to be 49ers Chiefs rematch with Taylor Swift singing.
It's not the Chiefs. And you know what? I'm gonna put this one in the world right now.
Okay.
We're gonna end those fools. It's gonna be the Patriots that takes out the Patriots that takes out the Chiefs because we're gonna do what the Bills and the low sucky Ravens can't do. We're gonna beat Patrick Mahomes. Then we're gonna lose to one of them. And they'll get to go to the Super Bowl.
Oh, and it's going to be the Bills or the Ravens that makes it to the Super Bowl somehow? What you're saying?
Probably the Bills, I'd say. If I had to pick an AFC team, I'm going to say the Bills.
Unless Josh Allen gets hurt, bro. They're a house of cards, man. Josh Allen gets hurt.
I can't put that in the world right now. I'm picking. They haven't started. They haven't played a game yet. Everybody's healthy. If I'm making a preseason pick for Super Bowl matchup, Bills, Niners. That's my pick. That's my pick. I think.
Well, let's see. If you want to go pop culture right now, we have Justin Herbert dating Madison Bree, who's a singer. You got Josh Allen married to the Haley Steinfeld, who starred on Sinners and all kinds of other stuff. She's in Marvel. And then you got Travis, who got engaged with Taylor Swift. So, kind of crazy if the AFC Championship is between those two married couples.
It won't be because the Patriots are going to go to Arrowhead and beat the Chiefs.
Drake May needs a hot girlfriend that's like popular. Drake I don't know who it'll be.
Is
married. He? I didn't even know that. Wow, he married. Yeah,
he got married like a month ago. He's married to his like high school sweetheart or something.
Oh, that's awesome. That's beautiful. Well, I originally I thought it was going to be Stephon Diggs and Cardi B, but that didn't work out.
Cardi B is an institution to herself, and Steph Diggs, he just likes to party.
Yes, he does. Which is why you're saying Kyle Williams eventually by the end of the year is going to be the superstar, right?
I don't know if it'll be this year.
Okay.
We're living in Steph Diggs' world right now.
Okay. But if Steph Diggs gets injured, this kid's going to be it. He's the man. Kyle Williams is the man.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. I'm going to remember this so that I pick his ass up. If Steph gets hurt, I'm going to be like, well, I got a Patriots guy that told me this guy's going to be the man.
Yeah. So I've been keeping an eye on the Charger cat, that KLS, that
I keep hearing about this fucking kid. What's so special about him? I never even heard of him. Did you watch him in college?
Yeah, he's good. He is good.
Who do you play for?
I want to say he's Auburn.
Okay. Did you watch him like on the Senior Bowl or something?
No. I remember just reading about him pre-draft.
Yeah, like Lambert Smith. Something Lambert Smith is his name.
Yeah, Lambert Smith. It was let me read his. Keandre. I knew it was something like that. Keandre Lambert Smith. He's 1% rostered. So, I mean, he's a big guy. It sounds like he's been showing out in their camp. He's popping more than Trey Harris.
Well, he's rostered in our league. Nick, who's the Chargers guy, he took him. He's in his bench.
So his senior year at Auburn, he had 981 yards and 8 touchdowns.
But who'd he play, bro? I
He
mean,
was in
like,
he was in Auburn. Who do you
okay,
play? He played an SEC schedule. He played Alabama.
all
He
right.
played LSU.
How come he didn't go higher on the pick then? Didn't he get picked like 5th or something? Keandre
Um,
Lambert Smith.
KLS. I don't remember exactly what round he got picked in. It was
I think it's in the same round as Thornton.
you think? So he was late. He was like 6th round pick then. Right? Wasn't Keandre. Let me see. He was picked in the 5th round. 158. He's 6'1", 182. So I mean, it's not always about who has the biggest measurables, because Trey Harris is 6'3", 210 at Ole Miss, also an SEC school. He was a 2nd round pick.
So
and
let me
KLS
ask you this.
has been outshining him.
Let me ask you this question because I don't remember. Did KLS get picked after Thornton or before Thornton? Because Thornton was a 5th round pick.
He was 5th round. He was 158. Let me take a look. Thornton was Dante Thornton. He was 108, 4th round. So Thornton was picked before him.
So you're telling me that Spytech
Thornton's
passed
also
up on
6'5",
KLS.
205.
Okay. So we're talking measurables now. That's why Thornton got picked before this kid, before KLS, is what you're saying.
Yeah. And I mean, and Thornton runs what? Like he's got like 4.3 speed.
4.3, 4.32.
So he's probably faster than KLS.
Yeah, but if KLS could catch the ball, but maybe it's because of Jack Besh, because you're super high on Jack Besh. So maybe it's because we got Jack Besh. That's why they were like, we're good.
Maybe.
Hindsight being 2020, we should have gotten another wide receiver. But
well, if I was the Raiders, I'd be looking to grab as many wide receivers as I get my hands on. Right?
Right.
If I knew I didn't have any.
I mean, if we trade Jacoby Myers right now without anyone needing him, we won't get much. But if we wait long enough and Jacoby looks good, we might get lucky and get maybe a 3rd rounder for him. What do you think? 3rd round pick for Jacoby?
I think 3rd round's pushing it.
Or you think so? Okay.
Yeah.
I was just thinking, here's a team.
I think 3rd round is the upper limit of what you're going to get for him.
Upper tier. Okay.
Yeah.
Because I was thinking Devontae went for a 3rd. You know what I mean?
But you're going to have to, whoever trades for him is going to have to re-sign him too.
Nah, I see what you're saying.
So
it has to really be a team that needs one bad. Right? Like they really need one.
Yeah, we're talking like 28 million probably for him. 20 to 20, somewhere in that range. Somewhere in the
really? You think he's a 28 million guy, huh? Wow.
That's the thing. I don't. But that's what he's going to get.
Wow.
And that's the reason you guys haven't re-signed him yet.
Right. Wow.
So Keandre Lambert Smith, 40 time, 4.37.
See? It's not that much slower, dude.
Yeah.
He's fast.
Yep. 50 catches, 981, 8 touchdowns.
Sounds like he sounds like he caught more balls too.
19.6 receiving average. He's 6'1", so he's 4 inches shorter. Let's look at his draft grades. He was Hands are 9 1/8. His 40 time is elite. His vert is 34.5, which is not crazy. Let's see what else kind of pops. Quarterback rating when targeted was 110. His hands are pretty good. His short receiving is 84th percentile. Intermediate routes 90. Deep threat 91. He's kind of a blocker. He was projected as a 6th-round pick, and he went in the 5th. So,
Jeez.
Yeah, his ESPN rating was 82 out of 100.
How did he go drop so far, man? There must be something wrong with him.
No, I mean they had him tagged as a 6th-round pick, and he went in the 5th. So he actually went earlier.
Earlier, okay.
Yeah.
But that's what I mean is how did the scouts and everybody else, all the analysts, get it so wrong that this kid is going to be good?
I don't know. He was he was at Penn State. He was a graduate transfer from Penn State. Okay.
Hey, check this out.
SEC.
All SEC. Okay.
He had an 88-yard touchdown catch in the Rose Bowl.
Jesus.
Let's see.
Hey, you want to know a number that proves that Jalen Carter is so important? Javonte Williams has 49 yards with 2 touchdowns. Ouch. According to what I'm reading. I don't know if this is correct or not, but this is from NFL Fantasy. Let me see. Because, I'm pretty sure that my guy, CeeDee Lamb, I think they might have gotten it wrong, actually, because CeeDee Lamb says 4 receptions, 86 yards, but it doesn't record him for a touchdown. Oh, maybe CeeDee Lamb didn't catch a touchdown. Maybe Javonte Williams ran it in twice. I thought
I know he ran it in at least once.
I know. I thought the one that CeeDee Lamb caught in the first quarter was a touchdown, but maybe it wasn't.
You look at the box, I'll tell you right now. God, the Eagles, I can't believe they're up 4 points. All right, so we got the Cowboys. Dak has got no passing touchdowns. He's only got 127 yards passing. Miles Sanders has 53 yards rushing with that fumble. Javonte Williams, 12 carries for 49 yards and 2 touchdowns. There you go. There's your guy.
Oh, my gosh. This is fucking insane, man.
Yep.
So that's my point. If Jalen Carter was playing, there's no fucking way those guys are doing that.
All you George Pickens owners out there, 2 catches for 15 yards.
Yikes.
Watch your boy
the game's not over. The game's not over, so we will see, I guess. A.J. Brown has gotten 0 tonight. Yikes.
Well, I mean, Hurts is 13 of 15 for 111 yards.
That's true.
That 111 yards. That's nuts. Barkley's got 61 yards rushing and a touchdown. Everybody thought that his season he was gonna fall off this year. Hurts has got 48 yards and 2 touchdowns rushing.
Yeah, he's killing it.
This is what Jalen Hurts does, man. 48 yards rushing and 2 touchdowns.
He's just really that good.
Well, I mean, that's his superpower.
Yeah, Pickens is 3.50. Yeah, Pickens is 3.50 in fantasy right now. Hey, surprise! Brandon Aubrey has 11 points already. 1 field goal from 50 plus. 1 field goal between 40 and 49 yards. So, I've always had this philosophy. I don't know about you, Spence, that kickers sometimes are more important than tight ends because they can give you a solid 10 every time.
Yeah, in the right offense, that's definitely true. It's definitely
That's
true.
why I took Cam Little, by the way, on all my fantasy leagues. Cam Little from the Jaguars, because I just felt like the Jaguars aren't going to do shit this year. They're going to be terrible, and they're going to be kicking a lot. They'll win some games.
I don't think they're going to be terrible, man. I really don't.
Really? The Jaguars, dude?
Yeah, I don't think they're going to be terrible. I think.
Tell me why you don't think they'll be terrible.
Because they have Brian Thomas.
Yes, that's one guy, but okay, yes. They don't have a tight end. Their tight end is not good.
Brenton Strange, you don't like him?
I just don't think I think he's okay. We'll see. I don't think he's amazing.
So they have.
He's not an upgrade from Ingram.
All right. So I love Tank Bigsby as an.
Of course, he's going to get traded. By the way, the word is he's going to get traded.
Really?
Because of Byshell Tootin. Because of Tootin. So Tootin is their Krosky. Tootin is their Ja'Cory Krosky Merritt.
Okay, so
Byshell Tootin.
Let me tell you about Byshell Tootin. He's 5'9", 209 pounds. And
all right, we're looking at Sincere McCormick here. Go ahead.
He's not an every down runner. I'm going to spoil it for everybody right now. He will never be an every down running back in the NFL.
Really?
He's not big enough. He's not big enough.
A lot of hype on him. A lot of hype.
There's a lot of hype on him because he's insanely fast. He's crazy fast. But his place is going to be like he's going to be like a thunder and lightning type of situation. So he needs somebody to grind yards so that he can come in and soften up the line so that he can come in and blow it wide open and go for the big run.
Okay.
I think he'll be the guy, the real question is, why are you trying to get rid of Tank Bigsby and not ETN? ETN and Byshell Tootin to me are the same role on that team. So if you're going to keep one of the two, keep the younger guy that doesn't have the injury history,
So you think if anyone was going to get traded, you think it'd be ATN getting traded?
I would trade ATN in a heartbeat. I think his best. I think he's already seen his best in the NFL.
Well, I mean, that tells me that they're going to use him even more early in the season so they can trade him for higher value. Because right now you could probably get him for a 6th or a 7th, but if he does super well, someone who needs a running back might give you like a 4th.
Plus ETN's got his name's got a little more cachet than Bigsby. Like Bigsby was, kind of a fill-in last year, went for like 700 yards, but he's not like a proven guy. Like ETN, I think, had 1,000 yards.
Who did ATN play with? Joe Burrow? Did he play for LSU?
ETN, no, he was Clemson, man. That's the whole thing. He was Trevor Lawrence's running back.
Oh shit, you're right.
He was on that national championship team back to back.
That's right. Okay. That's right. But Tank Bigsby is the guy. He's the guy you keep.
I think
he's that good.
I think
okay.
So the fourth string guy on this team is LaQuint Allen, who's out of Syracuse. He drafted this year late, and he's more of the bruiser, right? He's like 6 foot. Like he's the guy that can go between the tackles and bang.
So he would be the guy to keep, is what you're saying.
Yeah, I mean, if they're going to trade Bigsby, LaQuint Allen is going to be the guy that'll win if that happens.
Okay.
Because Tootin's just not going to be that guy. They might try and put him in there, but it'll become apparent real fast that he can't handle that workload.
Right. Hey, so I realize the game's not over yet.
5'8's not big.
Okay. All right. You're saying he's short and he's small. Short and small is not a good combo for Michelle Tootin.
Yeah, I don't think so. I mean, he is 200 pounds, so I mean he's sturdy, but I don't know. Those 5'8" guys, like they, I don't see that they. I've never seen a guy that looks like him.
Okay, so I'll tell you one of the reasons why I don't think the Jaguars will be good. I think they're going to be ass. They made a terrible trade giving up so much for Travis Hunter. If Travis Hunter is their slot receiver, then they basically just have a slot receiver for all of those trades, right? Okay. Who's the other guy? So if you have Brian Thomas and Brian Thomas,
they have Diami Brown as the other wide receiver.
Yeah, from Washington. I know. Yeah. You're buying that hype, Diami Brown on the other side.
Yeah, I mean, what do you need Diami Brown to be? Brian Thomas is going to be. He's going to be your alpha. He's the guy that's going to go for 1,600 yards and 14 touchdowns. Yeah, Thomas. Yeah, Thomas is a. I don't think people like fully grasp. Like he was the best receiver in that class last year.
He is.
You could talk about neighbors all you want. Brian Thomas.
Yeah, no. I'm with you. Yeah, I drafted Brian Thomas on almost all my leagues. I'm with you on that.
Thomas will be elite into this league. He's moving up in this world. Like Brian Thomas will be in discussion now, like in that top 10 category after this year.
Wow. Big praise, man.
Yeah, I believe in Brian Thomas. I couldn't get my hands on him in any drafts, but I am a believer in his talent. So what do you need on the other side from your other wide receiver? You don't need him to go over. You don't need him to be that guy. He needs to be
a decoy, a good decoy.
He needs to be able to run routes and get open, and when the ball goes to him, catch the ball. And that's true. That's Diami Brown. He's not like a world beater, but he's a good football player. And then Travis Hunter's your gadget guy, man. It's like I don't really think he's going to get a lot of run on offense, but we'll see. I mean, I think they'd be crazy to play him more on offense than defense. I think he's a much better corner than he is a wide receiver. But
right.
They're trying to, do that whole dual threat thing. So we'll see. And then their backup is Tim. They got Tim Patrick on this team, who I don't for the life of me understand how Tim Patrick keeps getting dumped off all these teams. All the dude does when he plays is catch balls.
I mean, he was good at Denver, right?
Yeah.
Like Tim Patrick. Yeah, he was good at Denver.
He was good at Detroit when he was in Detroit too. He just didn't he just can't stick on a team anywhere. He's a good football player though. He has unfortunate luck. I think in Denver he was really starting to break out and he got injured. And I think I think the same thing happened to him in Detroit actually. I think he had a couple of good games and then boom, something happened. He ended up injured, but he's a solid wide receiver and he's the fourth guy on that team. I don't think that they're don't get me wrong, they're not a playoff team or anything, but I think they're going to turn some heads this year. I don't think they're as bad as everybody thinks. I do agree that trade was awful. I would not have given up that much capital to go up and get Travis Hunter.
So. Yeah, that was stupid, right?
Yeah.
I mean, that was a dumb move, dude. I didn't even understand that at all.
And then not even like committing to him as a wide receiver or a cornerback. You're going to put him in both. Right?
Right.
He's going to play like what, slot or dime? I mean, what is his package going to be on defense? He's not listed as a starting corner. So is he he's backing up Jerry and Jones is what I see on the depth chart.
Right.
So Jerry and Jones and Tyson Campbell are your starting corners. You're telling me Travis Hunter's not better than one of those guys?
Right.
I don't even know
who
Jerry and Jones is. Is he good? Third round pick in 24 out of Florida State.
You got me, man.
I don't know. All I know is Travis Hunter was drafted, top of the first round, and he's not starting anywhere. So
okay,
it's a total miscalculation, maybe.
So let me ask you this, because we haven't talked about Denver too much. Do you think that Troy Franklin will have an awesome year this year? Or do you think no? Because they already got rid of Devon Vele. He went to the Saints. So that moves Troy Franklin up. Troy Franklin was the main the main wide receiver for Bo Nix. But you think like RJ Harvey's going to get a lot of balls the same way Travion Henderson's going to get a lot of balls?
I don't know how they're going to deploy those guys. I mean, they've got a good problem to have, right? I mean, you got J.K. Dobbins and RJ Harvey, and Jaleel McLaughlin looks pretty good.
That's true.
Right. I mean, your backup wide receivers are Pat Bryant and Trent Sherfield, who, they're not world beaters, but those are pretty good football players coming in there too. And then you got Evan Ingram at tight end.
Right.
You've got, a very, very solid offensive line. You got Garrett Bowles and Mike McGlinchey at tackle on there. And then, I don't know. Their defense is filth, straight filth. I don't really know. I don't really know what anybody's doing with them. Like they just look like a problem all over the field.
Okay.
I look at their roster and I'm like, thank God I don't have to play them twice a year. So I'm sorry. And then you've got to deal with that. You got to deal with Sean Payton too. Like it's not fair. It's not fair.
Right. Well, I mean, I'm looking at your D-Team League roster, and you definitely went Joe Burrow. That was a great pick. Kenneth Walker, I think, is going to help you out survive early until he gets injured. RJ Harvey is great. Justin Jefferson for sure. Jalen Waddle, if you're right, and they don't really use Tyreek Hill, then Jalen Waddle is going to get the ball a lot. And I think it's a contract year for him, so he needs to do well.
The two of them on the
your tight end is terrible, dude. Your tight end is harsh, man. Pat Freiermuth's not going to get a lot of balls.
Oh yeah, I don't like Freiermuth.
I think they're going to give it. They're going to give it to Jonnu Smith because that's going to be Aaron Rodgers' guy. That and DK Metcalf.
Oh no way, man! Like you don't understand. Freiermuth is an institution in Pittsburgh.
I know to block for you, but he's not going to be like Mark Andrews, bro. You think he's going to get thrown a lot of touchdowns from Aaron Rodgers?
Oh yeah.
I don't think so.
Aaron Rodgers likes his white tight end buddy that he plays cards with or whatever. He's got it on every team.
Right.
He's his boy,
Right. Hey, why do you still have Mike Williams, by the way? That's going to be fine. Why do you still have Mike Williams? I thought Mike Williams wasn't playing.
Respect.
You don't want to just go get somebody else from waivers for zero bid?
Nope.
All right, man.
No.
Is Mike Williams still with the Chargers?
No, he retired, man. I told you I made that pick and I didn't realize
for no reason.
Well, no. Respect. Because somebody's gonna get cut. It's a guillotine league. And then,
Okay.
That's when the world opens up. Who go look at that waiver wire. Tell me if there's anybody that you would put on your team. I looked at that waiver wire and I was like, I would rather cut my leg off than put one of these fools on my team.
Hey, actually, I take that back. Woody Marks is on the waiver wire. You could get Woody Marks, I think. Now, he might not be, actually, now that I think about it.
I don't even think he's – I told you, I don't think he's going to play in week one. Like, and if I'm picking him to hold him, and I'd much rather –
Oh, he is? He's totally –
I'd much rather pick somebody from the team that just gets blown up. Hopefully it's not me.
All right. I'll give you another one. How about Kenneth Gainwell, who's the RB2 over Caleb Johnson right now for Pittsburgh? No? You think that's just Tomlin being Tomlin? And he's really going to play Caleb Johnson?
What do you think?
I think it's a fucking ruse, man.
Of course, it's a ruse. Come on.
Yeah. I don't know why he does that to us, man. I had to bench Caleb Johnson just because I don't fucking trust Tomlin. Like, exactly. Jesus.
He's like Belichick. Like he just does stuff to mess with people. He doesn't want anybody to know what he's really gonna do. He's showing you something. It's total crap. Caleb Johnson's the guy there.
Right.
Jalen,
hey, hold on.
He's never been more than anything.
I'll be right back, Spence, because my internet keeps like cutting in and out. So I'll be right back.
Okay. So I'm not gonna lie, I've been pretty impressed with the Cowboys so far in this game. Now, despite Jalen Carter not being here, the Cowboys defense doesn't look terrible. And right now, the leading receiver on the Eagles is Jahan Dotson. So, I mean, they've done a pretty good job of taking Devonta Smith and A.J. Brown away. Lots of unhappy A.J. Brown people out there in this world. But hey,
I mean, if they somehow make this close, fans, I think there's gonna be a lot of people saying Jerry Jones is a genius. He got rid of Micah Parsons when Micah Parsons' back was jacked up.
Well, we'll see. Like, what's going to come of those 2 draft picks? That's going to be the $1 million question: is can they turn that into something?
It won't be much, bro. If the fucking Green Bay Packers wins the division.
You think Micah Parsons is that big of a difference maker? I really don't. I think the Cowboys looked at it like
Green Bay's defense. For Green Bay's defense, he might be, because they kind of needed someone like him.
Okay, yeah, I guess. I mean, I think the Bears are going to be much better this year. The Lions are already a real problem on both sides of the ball. And I'm a believer in the Vikings. I know everybody thinks the Vikings are going to suck. The Vikings defense is good. It's really good. And I think JJ McCarthy is gonna rock it up there. It's got the best. I mean, that group of wide receivers is insane. The only other team I could think of that I would rather have that wide receiver core is the Bengals, probably. Like, next to that is the best wide receiver core in the league, hands down. Hands down. And I mean, you got like top 3 tight end, the best wide receiver in the game. Addison is right there as a compliment.
But Addison's not playing for a month. But they do have Thielen. So Thielen takes over for Addison for the next month. Justin Jefferson, TJ Hawkinson.
Yeah, and they got
Jalen Naylor.
Yeah, Naylor.
Their defense is okay.
Their running back
Aaron situation
Jones
is pretty good.
Jordan
Mason. Yeah, I got them both too on one of my leagues. I was like, I'm taking them both, just because I don't fucking know which guy's going to be the touchdown guy. I know Aaron Jones will be the I'm going to catch from the backfield guy. Which one of these guys are going to be the touchdown guy? I just don't know. So
we're going to find out together.
Yes. Yeah.
I don't know how they're going to deploy him. Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know how they're going to deploy him, but they're both going to eat.
If I'm being honest, man, the best chances for the Vikings They're finally playing again. The best chances for the Vikings, if I'm being honest, is if somehow JJ doesn't do well, and just like what happened with Bryce Young, Kevin O'Connell pulls the leash quick and lets Carson Wentz cook and win him some games. Because Carson Wentz can play still.
Over JJ McCarthy?
If he sucks, I'm saying if the same thing happens, like Bryce Young wasn't producing, maybe it's a little too early. Just, because Bryce Young wasn't benched for too long. How many weeks? Like 4? I think it was like 4 weeks, and then they put him right back out there anyways. So that's what I mean is if JJ sucks ass game 1, instead of Kevin O'Connell going, oh, let's give you another try, kid, just like pull his ass out for the next 3 to 4 weeks. And then like Carson Wentz win you the next 3 games and then put JJ back in. Like that's essentially why Bryce Young became relevant again. That's exactly what Canales did. He was like, let me sit your ass down, and then Bryce Young was like, all right, let me work on all of this. And then now Bryce Young I think Bryce Young's going to have a great year, mainly because Carolina's not going to be very good and they're going to be on offense a lot. So he's going to throw the ball a lot to Jatavian Sanders and Tetro McMillan and Hunter Renfro is going to be a fucking star, bro. Again, like he's going to be throwing a lot. Chuba Hubbard's going to eat, bro. So yeah. If you're playing fantasy.
So who do you think Carolina beats the Jaguars in week 1?
Yes.
Okay.
No, you're right. No. Carolina will not beat the Jaguars. So I rescind that.
Let me ask you this. Do you think Bryce Young will have a better year than Trevor Lawrence?
Yes. Okay. I do. Just because I don't fucking know what's going on with Trevor Lawrence, man. Well, okay, let me ask you this, since you know more about this than me. Who has the better O-line? Or who did they spend more money on? Which team spent more money on their O-line? Carolina or the Jaguars?
Shoot, man, I have to let me look at their line real quick. I'm not even sure what Carolina has on their line. They have their left tackle is doubtful for week 1. Ikem Ekwonu.
Yeah, he was good last year. I didn't know he was doubtful. Okay.
He's doubtful for the opener. Damian Lewis is questionable, their guard, starting guard. Their other guard is questionable.
Oh, Damian Lewis played good last year too.
Austin Corbett's their center, and their other tackle is Taylor Moton. Okay, so we got 3 injury designations on the line. Let's take a look.
Yeah, they're definitely getting killed. They're definitely getting killed this opening day.
Let's look at this. So left tackle for the Jags is Walker Little. Don't know who that is. Ezra Cleveland's the left guard. Don't know.
Nah.
Robert Hainsey is their center. Right guard is Patrick McCarry. Now, McCarry, I think, was a Raven, right?
Yeah, he was.
Okay, so he came down. So he's a free agent signing. And their right tackle is Anton Harrison. And Anton Harrison, who I don't know. Harrison's a 2023 first-round pick out of Oklahoma.
Oh, maybe he's supposed to be good this year.
Maybe. He's big.
So they got one guy to protect Trevor Lawrence. That's exactly why Bryce Young is going to have a better year, bro.
Robert Hainsey is a Notre Dame center. I don't know if he's any good, but Notre Dame produces good linemen usually.
Oh, yeah, usually.
Ezra Cleveland is kind of and Walker Little, 2021 second-round pick out of Stanford, 6'7", 325.
What did he do as a pro so far? Is he okay? Because they were terrible last year, bro.
I don't know. I mean, let me see. Like, where is he coming from?
Like part of the reason why I don't think Trevor Lawrence will do so well is
They signed him
because
to a 3-year deal.
okay, then maybe he'll be something. But I was thinking about it this way. So you take away Evan Engram, who was clearly his Mark Andrews for whatever reason, and then you're going to take your chances on Brenton Strange. All right. You kept Travis Etienne, who is his check down guy, so that's fine. But you didn't really improve because you think Tank Bixby is going to be good. But Tank Bixby is only going to be good if your O-line's good. If your O-line is ass, there's not going to be much done. And Brian Thomas is awesome, like you said. De'Ami Brown could be just like you said, a good decoy. So you spent all your capital on Travis Hunter. You spent all your capital on a sexy pick. You didn't make your team better. You made it worse.
Well, conceivably, you made it better if you deploy Travis Hunter correctly. I think you're wasting his talent playing him as a third or fourth wide receiver and a nickel back. You're wasting his talent.
I agree. Let him play cornerback all the way.
Put him out there on the island and corner. Let him lock someone down. Let him be Deion Sanders.
Yes.
Let him focus. Let him show that he can do that.
Right.
And then if you want to gadget him in on offense and a couple plays here and there, go for it.
Sure. Yeah. But let him at least help
trying to be a full-time starter in both is crazy. He won't excel.
And let me ask you this too. As smart as Liam Cohen was for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, he doesn't have a Bucky Irving, Rashad Smith situation because the Buccaneers O-line was better, right? But even with that, right, defensively, tell me who the Jaguars have. They have one guy in defense.
Well, the Jaguars, they signed Eric Armstead. He was one of their big free agent guys.
All right, older vet.
Yeah. So I mean, I don't get me wrong. I don't think this team's doing anything, but they're not terrible. Their defense was actually terrible, pretty good last year.
I know, and then they got rid of a bunch of people. So who do they have left?
Don't know. They got Agba.
See, you don't even know these people. They got that one star guy.
Eric Armstead.
Travion Walker was a bust. Josh Hines. I think they still have Josh Allen. Do they still have Josh Allen?
Yeah, Josh Hines Allen.
Yes, Josh Hines Allen. So he's their best guy.
Yeah. They still got Walker listed at the other defensive end position.
Yeah, he was a bust, dude. He wasn't very good.
And they've got that Olukan. I think.
Oh, you're right. Okay, I'll give you that. He's a really good linebacker. Oluquan.
And they drafted Jack Kaiser this year. Jack Kaiser's the Notre Dame linebacker.
Okay, so, I don't know. He's a rookie, so I don't know.
Right. And they've got Eric Murray at safety. Andrew Wingard. Why is that name not sound familiar? And they've got Darnell Savage as backup. I mean, they've got some. They've got some players. I just don't know. I don't know what the team's going to look like.
Okay, who's in their division? Tennessee Titans, Jacksonville Jaguars.
Yeah, I mean, they're living the Indianapolis Colts and the Houston Texans.
Okay, Texans is going to win the division. Agreed.
Or could be the Colts.
Okay, but one of those two will be they'll be one of those two. If Shane Steichen knows what the fuck he's doing, then you got a contest. If Shane Steichen is like you when you asked me, I don't know how good he'll be. But if he is good, then he'll challenge the Texans. But we definitely know top two is Texans and Colts. So now it's between the Titans and the Jaguars. Who do you think will win more games, the Titans or the Jaguars?
Oh, the Jaguars for sure. The Titans are the worst team in the division. Worst team in the division.
They're bad. No, they're bad for sure, but I don't know, man.
Cam Ward.
The Jaguars are pretty bad.
No.
I think both of those teams are picking in the top 5.
Yeah. You might be right, actually. I mean, they might both be pretty terrible, but
unfortunately for the dumbass Jaguars, they gave away their first round pick to Cleveland. So Cleveland's going to be picking in the top 5 twice this year. They're going to have Cleveland could have the number 1 and the number 2 pick.
That's all right. So you know what? That's reason enough for me to say I want the Jaguars to win this year. They don't need to do anything better than just be middle of the pack. I want that Cleveland pick to be crap. I want it to be at like outside of the top 15. I want it to be like the 20th pick or something. Because there's no reason on God's green earth that we should be sending premium draft picks to Cleveland.
Right.
Cleveland is a dumpster fire of an organization. I cannot stand them. I wish they'd died the first time around.
I feel bad for Stefanski because I think he's a good coach.
I hate Cleveland. There's nothing redeeming about that organization. Nothing. I just want them to go away and just not come back. And I don't want to do I don't want anybody to try and help them, giving them picks. That's the last thing we need is them to. They're in cap hell because of that stupid Deshaun Watson contract.
But because of that trade for Travis Hunter, that the next draft picks help him. So how many draft picks was it? Can you revisit it for me? I think it was 2 firsts. Was it 2 firsts or just 1 first and a third? It was something stupid. I was like, what the fuck are you doing?
Yeah.
I think it was 2 firsts. I think it's back-to-back firsts and like a third.
Yeah. I think you're right. Oh, I'm kind of sad to even look at it.
So if the Jaguars are ass, and
the Browns traded the second pick to the Jags in exchange for number 5 and the 2026 first round pick and more.
Well, it should say what it is. 2026 first round pick and
that was just the headline. They traded the second as well as so they traded their first pick and 104, which is the 4th round pick, and their 200th in the 6th to Jacksonville in exchange for the 5th overall pick, the 36th overall pick in the 2nd round, 126 in the 4th, and they also receive a 2026 first.
That's it. Just a 2026 first.
Yeah. So next year is just the first.
Okay. But that, like I said, man, if the Jaguars are ass, that's a top 5 pick. So it's Cleveland, who we know is going to be ass. They could very well have 2 top 5 picks next year. And they still have Dillian Gabriel and Shedeur Sanders to figure out whatever the fuck they want to do.
I hate Cleveland. Really do.
I think what they're gonna. I think honestly, what Stefanski's gonna do is he's gonna want to keep his job. He's gonna let Flacco play the whole year as long as Flacco doesn't get injured, and he's gonna let the wide receivers do well. He's gonna let Njoku do well. He's gonna let Dylan Sampson and eventually Quinshon Judkins do well. And he's just gonna build. He's gonna be like, I'm gonna build to get that first round next year for Cleveland. And also the first round for the Jaguars. I hope they lose. Like, I think that's what Cleveland's banking on. 2 top 5 picks next year. And if you think about it, bro, so they re-signed Myles Garrett. What if they end up getting that fucking the guy that looks like Reggie White for Clemson? What's his name? The one playing in college this year.
I don't remember his name. We don't want that.
No, I'm just telling you, right? Because they already got Mason Graham. Yeah. So they have Mason Graham and they fucking pair him up with that monster. Now you got Myles Garrett, Mason Graham, that monster from Clemson. Dude, Cleveland could all of a sudden become this top 15 defense, top 10 defense in one draft. In one draft, bro. Because if you really think about it too, their defensive backs aren't terrible talent-wise. Their defensive backs are okay.
No, they're not bad at all.
So that's what I mean is as long as they shit the bed this year, they could get 2 top 5 picks next year.
I don't even want to think about that.
While developing Dylan Sampson, developing Quinshon Judkins, developing Jamari Thrash with Cedric Tillman, Jerry Jeudy, and Njoku, bro, they can be scary.
They also have Isaiah Bond, who's, I don't know if he's gonna play or what, but he's on that team.
Oh, you're right. They did take Isaiah Bond. You're right. They did. Yeah. I don't know if he will play either, but you're right.
He's just sitting back.
See, man, Cleveland could honestly turn this whole Deshaun Watson thing around within 2 years. They could possibly be a really good team next year and then a playoff team the year after that. And then they'll be free of Deshaun Watson.
I think they're basically free of him now. It's just that they have the financial cloud over their head for the next couple of years. But they're
not going to cut him though.
I don't think they can cut him right now. He's they owe him too much money. If they had to take that cap hit, I don't think it would be palatable for them. I love looking at this contract. It's the most.
Do you think Deshaun Watson ever plays for another team again?
Yes, because there's always dumbasses out there that'll be willing to give him money. Somebody will take a chance on him for a league minimum contract to have him come into camp and compete.
Like the Steelers, maybe, who don't have a quarterback, but they have Aaron Rodgers, who's going to take them to the playoffs.
Yeah.
They'll be like, we'll take you, bro.
So let's see what we got here. So here is Deshaun Watson's contract.
Jesus.
He has got so we are in 2025 right now. His dead cap hit would be $167 million.
Oh my gosh.
If they cut him.
Oh.
And his cap number this year is $36 million.
Oh, we're doing nothing. Oh.
You want to know what his cap number is next year in 26?
I bet it's like 48 million or something crazy like that.
$80 million.
Oh,
80. With a dead cap number of 130.
For next year? I thought they restructured his contract.
Yeah, that is the restructured contract.
So then they're basically going to say you're going to be an IR this year, and then you'll be 80 million albatross for us next year, right? And then they're just going to be like, and we'll be done with you.
And then the year after it, age 32, right? That's his void year. That's when they can finally get out from underneath that contract. And they're still going to have to take a $50 million dead cap hit that year.
Jesus.
Do it.
And a dead cap hit takes it away from your salary cap, doesn't it?
Right. That's $50 million you don't got to spend.
No, I think they'll just keep him. They'll be like, fuck it. We're not going to do a dead cap.
Yeah. So after that, if they're willing to keep him beyond that, so that's his age 32 years. So now you're talking about a 33-year-old guy who hasn't played football in 4 years. And you can cut him outright in 28 and be done with it. And you have no cap hit.
Jesus.
But he's
all
making,
right, so now
he'll be making $16 million that year.
All right, so let me paint you this picture that you'll hate because you hate Cleveland. They build it. Kevin Stefanski's like, I'm building this team this year, right? He builds the team where he gets it to where he wants it. Judkins is coming along. Dylan Sampson's coming along. They're losing a lot of games, which is fine. With him fully knowing in his head, I'm going to have 2 top 5 picks. Definitely 2 top 10 picks, right? 2 top 10 picks. They draft Clemson dude and, I don't know, best available player, right? Or whatever, right? Whatever it could be. Because now they got Quinton Judkins, who's going to be awesome. Isaiah Bond turns into something, right? They kept Judy. Cedric Tillman becomes somebody. Njoku's still under 30, right? Maybe they get best available O-line, best available D-line with the 2 first-round picks next year, okay? They roll into 2026. Do they now go, do we play Deshaun Watson and cut Joe Flacco? Or do they keep Joe Flacco for 1 more year and bench Deshaun Watson again? Because once there's no more reason to bench Deshaun Watson because his injury is fine, quote unquote, right? You might as well play him. So imagine Deshaun Watson's talents going into a really well-built team. It's a redemption story for Deshaun Watson. His people are fickle, dude. They'll fucking forgive him. If they go to the playoffs and Deshaun Watson is the quarterback, they're going to be like, I know you're costing us $80 million, but at least you took us to the playoffs for the first time since Baker Mayfield.
So let me ask you this. Do you actually think he can get back to being a top 10 or 15 quarterback in the league? You think he actually has the skill left and the desire? Because I'll tell you what, like as soon as he signed that guaranteed contract, I don't think he cared if he played football again. I don't think he's
totally fine with the reputation that he has right now, and he'll walk away from.
I don't think he cares one bit. I think he every time he reads a negative tweet or a negative story about him, I think he just opens up his phone, looks at that bank account, and just says, "Yep, I'm good," and moves along.
That's a pretty sad existence, though, man, for a young kid. He's still pretty young.
Yeah, whatever. Like once this contract's done, if he's done with football, he can just retire. You can go work you can go work in the studio and be a college game day analyst or whatever,
But why would he with the reputation that he has? Who's going to give him a job as an analyst?
I don't know. I mean, Matt Leinert's got a job.
That's hilarious. Okay. All right.
Right.
Okay, but would you say Matt Leinert's reputation was worse than Deshaun Watson's, bro?
Oh yeah. At least Deshaun Watson did something in the NFL. I mean,
but how about controversially? How about the controversy? Is Matt Leinart controversy worse?
Oh yeah,
than Deshaun Watson?
Leinart has no controversy at all on him. He was just not a good quarterback in the NFL.
Right. So that's what I'm saying is who's going to give Deshaun Watson a job with all that controversy and him being a bad teammate, a bad player, or whatever. Michael Vick had to go to prison for him to finally get back into the good graces of people. Deshaun Watson is not in prison. That's what I'm trying to say is there's got to be a part of him that goes, I have a redemption story if I have a hella good-ass team and I take him to the playoffs. I'm a hero in Cleveland if I take him to the playoffs.
I don't think he's got that fire burning in his belly anymore. I just don't. He got as soon as he got that contract, he was all set.
Wow.
He was all set. I mean, did you ever see Deshaun Watson play a game in Cleveland and be like, there he is. There's the guy.
Nah, not really. Not really. No.
Yeah. He stopped working, man. He stopped.
True.
He was out of football for that year, and I don't think he worked on his craft while he was out at all.
Okay.
I think he'd be able to walk back in and be that guy again. And you can't do that. Football is not something you can stop working on and just pick it back up a year later and be the same dude.
No, you're right. I agree with that. I agree.
Right?
Okay, so let's call the injury super legit, right? He tore his Achilles, from what I understand. That was the injury, wasn't it? Torn Achilles last year. Or the year before.
Yeah, okay. Yeah.
I think that's what it is.
You just told me that the Achilles injury is a death sentence.
Is the worst for a running back. I said for a running back.
Yeah.
For a quarterback, you just got to throw the ball.
But he's a mobile quarterback.
True.
Or he was. I don't think he's very mobile anymore.
Right. But you don't, okay, you know how Geno Smith was able to become Geno Smith later? He was a second-round pick, projected to be a first, recreated his career 8 years later. You don't think Deshaun Watson has Geno Smith-type skills when he gets to his 30s, 32, 33? Because Geno is 35, bro.
But here's the thing. Geno every year has been working on improving.
True.
Geno's gotten better.
That's true.
Every year he's been in the league, he's working on his craft. I don't think Deshaun is. Like, Deshaun made more money in that one contract than Geno Smith will ever see in his life.
Okay, true.
Geno's never touching that number. $230 million? Geno's not getting that.
So you honestly just believe Deshaun Watson's like, I don't give a shit. I don't care.
Yeah,
I'll never be in the NFL ever again.
I think he's out on the league. I think everybody treats him like a leper at this point. And I think I don't even think they want him around in Cleveland.
But that's what I'm saying is you don't think
Cleveland
there's part of his pride. But you don't think there's part of his pride. That's what I'm asking is at that young of an age, you don't think there's part of his pride where he'll be like, I get it, Cleveland. You hate me. You somehow feel like I screwed you. So now that I can play in this hella good-ass team that Stefanski just built, I'm just not going to turn the ball over. I'm going to run exactly what Stefanski wants.
I don't think they're going to give him that opportunity. No, let's be honest. Week 5, week 6, we can draw the line wherever we want. Where do you want to put that line? 6, 7, 8? This is Shedeur Sanders' team after that.
You really think so? You really think Stefanski is going to rock with Shedeur?
There's not a doubt in my mind that's going to be Shedeur's team. They can try and deny it all they want.
They go 0-4. They go 0-4 to start the year. You're saying Stefanski's going to go, sorry, Dylan Gabriel, even though I made you the number 2 on the depth chart, I'm giving the ball to Sanders.
That's what I'm saying. We can pick that line of demarcation wherever you want, right? So you're saying 0-4, like let's say Flacco loses the first 4 games. He gets benched, and they're like, okay, Flacco's not a starter anymore. Dylan Gabriel's next. Dylan Gabriel sucks. He sucks. So as soon as he gets on the field, guess what he's going to do? Nothing.
Okay.
Nothing.
You don't think Dylan Gabriel could do the what's his name from Buffalo, the short guy? What was his name? Flutie. You don't think he could be Flutie?
Dylan Gabriel.
He's got no Doug Flutie in him.
Dylan Gabriel's ceiling is what's his name from Denver, the backup quarterback. That's his ceiling. Backup quarterback in the NFL.
Is Stidham?
Yeah. Stidham is a far better quarterback than Dylan Gabriel.
Wow.
Yeah.
There's some harsh words, man.
Sometimes the truth hurts. Oregon fans have been trying to tell me that Dylan Gabriel's, whatever. Guys, Dylan Gabriel's not
telling you he's garbage.
Yeah, he's not good. He's not. He was great. He was great in the pack. He's not an NFL quarterback. He'll be backing up Shedeur Sanders. Shedeur's going to be the guy there. It's going to be his team. It's just a matter of time.
See, and this is where I feel like
it's a matter of time. They've been trying to deny him it for, a long time. And he was like the 3rd, 4th guy taking reps in practice. He was the only guy hitting passes.
But this is where I feel like, and I don't disagree with you that they're planning to keep Shador because fuck it, he was a 5th-round pick, right? Not costing them anything. This is where I would disagree in the sense that if the owners are like, no, fuck you, Deshaun Watson, we're paying you $80 million in 2026. Stefanski, you better goddamn well let him play. Or it's your job. You know what I mean?
And let's be honest, that would be the most Cleveland thing, right?
Yeah.
Like you lose the first 6 games of the year, you put Shador in, and Shador goes on a winning streak, wins,
Yes.
4 wins 4 of his next 6 starts, finishes the year on a high note, right? Like everybody's like, oh, the next year is going to be great. And then Cleveland puts Deshaun Watson back in at starting quarterback and has Shador be the backup. And then they piss off both of them. That would be the most. That you're right. You're absolutely right. That is Cleveland. I've been trying to work it out in my head, like how would they destroy the golden opportunity in front of them? That's how. That's how they're going to go back to Deshaun Watson. And they're going to piss off Shador. Shador's going to demand a trade. That's
what I've been saying, Spence. That's what I've been saying this whole time, bro. If you're the owner,
you figured it out.
Let's admit. Yeah, no, but let's admit that why did Shador Sanders get taken? It wasn't Stefanski's choice. I don't know if Dylan Gabriel was even Stefanski's choice. I think the owners were like sitting there going, hey, man, my rich buddy thinks this Oregon quarterback's pretty good. Let's take him in the 3rd round. And Stefanski's sitting there going, I'm only here so I can have a paycheck. I'm going to keep doing well because somewhere along the line, there's going to be another team I'm going to work for that's going to love what I'm doing. In the meantime, sure, boss, whatever you want. And then they get to the 5th round, and he's sitting there fully engaged in his head, saying to himself, Joe Flacco is going to be my guy. Joe Flacco is going to be my guy, right? Hey, Stefanski, go take Sanders. He's whatever you guys want. So he takes Sanders, right? And you can even see it in press conference. Like, he's like, whatever, man. I'm just rolling with the punches. Thank God they got Judkins and Dylan Sampson for me. Thank God they didn't fuck that part up because I don't really have any running backs other than Jerome Ford maybe at this point. So thank you for not screwing me all the way, right? So That's what I'm saying is I honestly believe they're going to lose a lot this year. I think you're right that they probably will give it to Sanders because the owners will say, give the kid a shot, right? The only thing I disagree with you on is I don't think Sanders is going to win a lot of games. This is the NFL, baby. As good as he may be, he's not going to win a lot of games.
They got all sorts of weapons on that team.
Rookie quarterback. Okay, let me ask you this. Real question. Sanders with Cleveland or Cam Ward with Tennessee, if they were both starting with equal games, you think Shador will win more games than Cam Ward?
Cam Ward might win 2 games, period, this year. The Tennessee's going to be awful.
You're killing me. Cam Ward has Calvin Ridley. He has Tyler Lockett. He has Alec Maynor from Stanford, right? He's got Tony Pollard. He's got Tyjae Spears when Tyjae Spears gets better. Healthy. When he's healthy, right? But in the meantime, he has Khalil Mullings with Tony Pollard. He's got a better O-line situation happening for him in Tennessee.
Calvin Ridley's middle name is Business Decision.
He wants to get paid, though. I bet you he's going to get a lot of catches.
That's assuming that Cam Ward can get him the ball.
I think Cam Ward can get him the ball. I think Cam Ward's pretty good, man.
I don't think Cam Ward's good. I don't.
Really?
I don't.
You don't think Cam Ward's good at all?
I think he can run. I think that's what you're going to see a lot of him this year is running. I will say I'm a big fan of Greg Cosell. But Cosell lives in Tennessee, man. That's the thing. Is like you you can't get over the homerism, you know? Like when you're a homer, like you'll defend your guys to the end of the earth, whether it's true or not. And he talks about Cam Ward like Cam Ward is the second coming of Tom Brady. Like he's got nothing but high praise to say for Cam Ward.
Okay.
And I mean, I've got eyes. I watched the preseason. He didn't look good.
Okay.
He didn't look good. And that was playing against, lesser.
Okay.
So he's going to go in there and he's going to rock it in, against the Texans and the Colts, and he's going to go, what we're going to expect him to. Let's look at Cam Ward's schedule real quick. I'm just going to run through it because I don't see them winning.
Well, I know the Raiders are going to beat them. That's one of the teams we're definitely going to beat is Tennessee, bro.
They're opening again at the Broncos. Okay.
Yeah, they're losing that.
Then they're playing the Rams, the LA Rams. That's at home. The Rams are going to beat them in their own place.
Oh, badly. That's going to be terrible. That's going to be the worst beating.
They got another home game against the Colts. So do you think the Tennessee Titans are going to beat the Colts?
No, the Colts are going to kill them. Going to destroy them.
Okay, so they're
absolutely destroy them.
The next three games are on the road. The Texans, the Cardinals, and the Raiders. Do they win any of those games?
Yeah, they're going to lose to the Raiders. They're going to lose to the Texans. They'll probably lose to the Cardinals. So what is that? 0-6?
They're 0-6 right now. Then they play the Patriots.
No. I think they're going to lose to the Cardinals.
You think?
You guys are going to kill them. So they're 0-8. 0-8 at this point.
Yeah.
No. I think the Cardinals destroy them.
Then they play the Colts again.
Yeah, the Colts are going to destroy them. Okay.
Then they play the Chargers. Chargers.
All right.
Kill them. Then they play the Texans again.
This is all bad, man.
then they're playing the Seahawks. So we don't have a win on their schedule right now. Then they're playing the Seahawks. I don't think they beat the Seahawks.
No, they don't beat the Seahawks.
Next game is the Jaguars. Now, here's the first shot they have at winning a game. It's at home against the Jags.
Nah, they're not beating the Jaguars, man.
And right now they're winless.
Jesus. Okay, no. Okay, I'm gonna look up their depth chart because we're not being fair. I need to look up what their defense looks like because I don't even know who they have.
Okay, their starting edge is in New England now. Jack Gibbons was their linebacker, one of their linebackers last year. He's in New England now. They lost a bunch of people off that defense that was there last year. Now they're a good defense. They were the number one defense in the league last year.
Okay, so they were good. Okay, I'm looking up their. Let me look up from their own .com. This is it says unofficial depth chart.
They got Tavondre Sweat.
Oh, big boy from Texas. I like that. Hook 'em, baby. I wanted him for the Raiders. Okay, so they run a 3-4. I'm assuming because they have Tavondre.
It says they have a base 3-4. Yep, they've got
okay.
So Jarius Sneed.
Jeffrey Simmons is pretty good. I love Sweat. Arden Key, who played for the Raiders, is not a bad. He's not a bad outside linebacker.
Mm-hmm.
Cody Barton might be okay. I don't know about Jarvis Brownlee. I don't know about is Roger McCreary any good for a nickelback? I don't know. I know that L'Jarius Sneed is good because he was with the Chiefs.
Yep.
Xavier Woods is okay.
Amani Hooker.
I don't know about Amani Hooker.
They've got Quandre Diggs.
But they do have Quandre Diggs. Jihad Ward, bro. Jihad Ward doesn't suck, right?
No, I'm saying they were a really good defense last year, and they're still good. They're not bad.
I mean, they might win some of these games. Let's revisit that. I mean, we were being a little hard because their offense is mid, but okay. But let's say they win defensively.
Okay, so if you get into a defensive showdown, like who's
okay? So they might beat the Raiders.
Denver.
They might no, they won't beat Denver. Denver will beat them.
So do you think they can bottle you up?
Yes, I think they'll. I think they'll beat the Raiders. Yes, I do. I think our Raider offense is so bad with the O-line that I think we might lose to the Titans.
Wow, you might as well just take that Raider hat off. Raider Nation's in for you.
They're gonna hate me. They're gonna hate me.
Hey, you got losing to the Titans, man. Oh,
I'm sorry. Lord. I'm sorry, guys.
Jack is gonna just have a field day with you.
Oh,
all right. So so you think that the Titans can deal you guys a loss?
Yes.
All right. Okay. I don't think the Titans have a prayer of beating New England, and I think Mike Vrabel is gonna be very invested in showing the Titans that. That's the other thing. The Titans coach. Do you think he's any good? I don't.
I don't know.
I don't think he's any good at all.
I don't know. Just because. Okay, how are you a bad head coach if your defense was pretty good last year?
Exactly. How did you win? How did you win 3 games if your defense was number 1?
Okay, that's a good point. That's a good point.
But maybe Cam Ward in the league and you won 3 games.
Maybe Cam Ward is the miracle kid, man.
Maybe Greg Cosell's right. I'm telling you, Greg Cosell. If you listen to Greg, if you go look up Greg Cosell's analysis on Cam Ward, he loves the kid. He thinks he's awesome. I don't see it. I just don't see it. And I don't think their team is very good. I have Pollard in 2 leagues, so I think that Pollard's going to be able to run. So I think they're going to have enough balance that if he's any good, he should be able to throw. I just don't think he's any good. But we'll see. We'll see if I'm right.
Wow,
or if I'm wrong.
This is. This game is crazy.
Yeah, I know. I'm calling this. I think Shador has a better rookie year.
Oh, come on! Now you're being too hard on Cam Ward.
And Shador won't play until week 7. So sometimes the best thing that can happen to you as a rookie is to not play right off the gate. Sometimes that's. I
definitely think Cam Ward's going to have a lot of growing pains, but I think Cam Ward will still have a decent rookie year because of Calvin Ridley, and Chike Okonkwo's pretty good tight end. He showed that last year.
I heard Okonkwo lost the starting job.
Oh, did he? Who's the starter now? Because I was just reading their depth chart. I missed that.
He didn't lose it.
No. Because Gunnar Helm is his backup. It says Okonkwo's the starter. Gunnar Helm's the backup. And I heard Gunnar Helm is not bad.
I heard Helm was showing out in preseason.
Okay. Well, see, there you go. And then here's the reason why I think you're wrong about Cam Ward will do better. Let me ask you a question. Do you think J.C. Latham as a right tackle is going to suck, or do you think he'll have a pretty good year?
I think he'll be pretty good.
Okay. He's the starting right tackle.
He's a rookie, though. So
I know, but I'm just asking. All right. Now let's go to the left side. Dan Moore Jr., maybe okay, maybe not. But Peters Skoronski as the left guard. Do you think he'll have a good year, or do you think he'll suck?
Skoronski's an all-pro.
Exactly. Lloyd Cushenberry, he's all right, whatever. He's the center. But Kevin Zeitler next to the rookie J.C. Latham at right guard, and Peter Skoronski being the captain on that left side, I think Cam Ward's going to have some time to throw the ball. And like I said, bro, he's throwing it to Ridley Lockett in the slot. Ayo Manor. Ayo Manor doesn't suck.
Ayo Manor is good, but
they also have Van Jefferson. They have Chimere DK. Chimere DK is pretty fucking fast. You remember that kid, right? From Florida, I think?
Yeah, I don't care. All these track kids, I don't care about. I don't care one bit how fast they run. Like, wide receivers got to be able to catch the ball and run good routes.
Okay.
I would rather have Ty Lockett's slow, plotting routes that are sharp than
victory formation is coming up now because they just got the first down.
They are done.
They're done. They're done.
Eagles to 1-0. Took every bit of energy to get it done, but they did it.
Yeah, well, I'm telling you, man, that's how important Jalen Carter is. But having said that, also, CeeDee Lamb knows that he dropped the ball when they needed it. He dropped the ball 3 times, actually. There was a pass that went right to his head. It hit him on the head. And then that last pass that would have gotten the first down for the Cowboys, that would have kept the drive going for the win. He dropped it. It was in his hands. So this isn't Dak Prescott's fault at all. It also does show you that it's much easier to run on the Eagles, if you guys are paying attention to this game, without Jalen Carter than it is with Jalen Carter. I have to say, they had Miles Sanders and Javonte Williams both have career days. Bro, come on. All right, who are those two? Okay. So
you might say it's a lot easier to run on them too without Milton Williams in the middle.
Yes, that's true too.
Yeah,
but there we go, man.
The Cowboys didn't look as bad as everybody thought, and the Eagles didn't look as good as everybody thought.
True, but not fair again to judge the Eagles' defense yet, because Jalen Carter's their Chris Jones, man.
Well, let's look at the final numbers in this game. Like, I don't think this was I don't think your top 2 wides did much for the Eagles. I think AJ Brown, I don't even know if he had a catch. Maybe he did it late. I didn't see it.
Well, you tell me the numbers.
All right, so here we go. On offense, we had Jahan Dotson finished as the leading receiver.
Jesus.
3 catches for 59 yards, and the second guy was
AJ Brown was absolutely horrible. AJ Brown was absolutely horrible.
1 catch for 8 yards.
Oh,
on one target.
Oh,
Devonta Smith had 3 catches for 16 yards.
Yikes.
Jahan Dotson and Dallas Goedert are your top 2 guys.
Wow. Okay, how'd Saquon do?
Leading rusher for the Eagles was Jalen Hurts.
Of course.
62 yards, 2 touchdowns. Saquon Barkley had 18 carries for 60 yards, 3.3 a clip for one touchdown. Will Shipley, 3 carries for 26 yards, 8.7. Jesus. Yeah. So Shipley got only a couple carries, but he made him count. Let's see what them boys did. We got Dak Prescott, 21 of 34 for 180 yards, no touchdowns, no interceptions.
Yeah, he was terrible for fantasy. He only got 7.82.
Yeah. Javonte Williams, 15 carries for 54 yards and 2 touchdowns, 3.6.
Okay.
It's not great, but it's not terrible. That's
okay.
3.6 yards a carry. That's it's doing work. You got 2 touchdowns. Your number 1 receiver was CeeDee Lamb, 7 catches for 110.
No touchdown.
And Pickens had 3 catches for 30 yards. And if I'm not mistaken, CeeDee Lamb was double covered on that last one he dropped, right?
Yes, but he was open though, bro. He's so good that he became open. The pass was perfect.
Yeah.
CeeDee dropped it. So
yeah, it's on CeeDee.
Yes,
I'm just saying, like, if CeeDee Lamb's double covered, George Pickens probably isn't.
Yeah, okay. Good point.
Right?
Good point.
So,
That's true.
like, Pickens had 3 catches and 4 shots. Right? CeeDee Lamb had 7 catches and 13 targets. So, CeeDee Lamb not shooting a very high percentage right now. He's 50% catch.
Dallas Goedert, by the way, had a pretty good game. 7 receptions for 44 yards.
Yeah.
He got 11.40.
Yeah. You're in a PPR league. He did well for you. Yeah. Ferguson had 5 catches for 23 yards. So Ferguson didn't really have much of an imprint on the game, but still put up 7 points. Fantasy.
Right. Jesus, man. Jalen Hurts, 24.28 fantasy points.
Yep.
Wow.
He's a beast, man. It's the rushing.
Jesus.
Dude threw for 150 yards. 150 yards. That's it.
Man, congratulations to whoever drafted him in our league. Because, Jesus. Wow.
62 yards and 2 touchdowns. Unbelievable.
Javonte Williams, man, he fucking killed me today. The son of a bitch. Yeah, the guy I was going up against on this other league, he started Jalen Hurts, who scored 24.28, and he started Javonte Williams, who scored 20.40. Thank God he benched Dallas Goedert. But then again, he has Sam Laporta as his starting tight end, so I don't know. I might still get crushed. Man, Drake May better. I rested my one quarterback on Drake May. He better kill the Raiders.
Drake's gonna have a good game.
Henderson, man.
The thing is that the one aspect of Drake May's game that bothers me a little bit is he has a tendency to try and think that his arm is all that, like, so good that he can squeeze it, like almost like Jay Cutler syndrome, like,
okay,
my arm's so good I can put it anywhere,
right.
So he'll make throws that are a little bit questionable, decisions
right.
that are a little bit questionable just because his arm talent's so good,
right.
It's kind of like the thing that you didn't have to worry about with Brady because he knew his limits,
right.
So he would be willing to just check it down and just take what the defense gave him. Drake has a tendency to be like, I don't care that you got 2 people on him. I can squeeze that ball in there.
Right.
So, you might be looking at like double-digit interceptions for him this year. That's the one drawback. So if you've got negative points on your interceptions, that kind of offsets you a little bit. But some leagues though don't have any penalties for INTs. Drake May's going to walk in those.
Let me ask you this: if you were playing fantasy, would you rather have Trevor Lawrence as your quarterback or Drake May as your quarterback?
Drake May, just because I already told you, like those rushing numbers are going to be real.
Right.
Like 60 yards. I bet you he gets 60 yards this week too.
Huh. Okay.
On the ground. He won't have those 2 touchdowns that Jalen Hurts had, but I bet you he has 60 yards rushing.
Right.
So that's an extra 6 points on your total right there. Just add it on, whatever he's at. Right.
Wow. Well, that game was pretty insane. Jalen Carter getting kicked out in the first 10 seconds for spitting. And then we went ahead and rolled from there, man. That was insane.
Yeah.
That was insane. Currently in our guillotine league, just so that you know, we didn't score any points tonight, but in the lead is Raider Twan, who had both CeeDee Lamb and Javonte Williams. So he'll be surviving week 1 because he already has 38.4 points. So I don't think he's going to get chopped. Severe, who had Jalen Hurts, I think, had 18.4 points. Let's see. Jason has 7.3. I don't know how he got that. Ray got 24.2. He's the Steelers fan, and I think Ray had. Let's see who Ray had played to get the 24.2. Jalen Hurts. He had Jalen Hurts, and he had I guess that was it. He just had Jalen Hurts. So there we go. So then that means Severe, who had 18, must have had Saquon. He had Saquon Barkley. So there you go. You got in the lead Twan, who had Javonte Williams and CD. Ray, who had Jalen Hurts, and then Severe, who had Saquon. And again, you got a couple of people. So right now, the chop meter says it's going to be Coach Gravy, who is most likely to be chopped because right now, as of the way it looks, because he had Dak Prescott, and he already used up one person. That's his quarterback. Dak Prescott, as you know, did pretty poorly for fantasy. So yeah. All he's got left is he's got Bucky Irving, Jalen Wright for some reason. I'm gonna have to text him to let him know. I don't think Jalen Wright's playing this week. AJ Brown, he had AJ Brown tonight, which was horrible. So his only other wide receiver left is going to be Marvin Harrison. If you're right about Stephon Diggs, that's his flex. He might survive. He has Njoku, Marvin Harrison, and Wan'Dale Robinson. So I don't know, man.
I bet Steph Diggs scores this week, and I bet you he has 6 or 7 catches.
Okay, so you think Diggs will make up for AJ Brown's terrible game?
Well,
that
remains to be seen, but we'll see. I bet you. Yeah. I bet you he puts up 15 to 20 points.
Right. Yeah. Now he's in trouble because this is why you needed running backs for Guillotine League right off the bat. That's why I got so many of them. Like, I don't know what you did with yours, but in fact, I could read it.
I drafted guys that retired. What are you talking about?
Well, no. I know. That was just one guy. Relax. You have Kenneth Walker, RJ Harvey, and Ja'Cory Krosky Merritt. That's who you're starting. Oh, by the way, I didn't ask you. So I sent you a trade for Romeo Doubs, but in an honest question, who would you rather have, Alec Pierce or Romeo Doubs? Because that was the trade.
Romeo Doubs.
Okay. All right. Did it actually come through so you could cancel it? I just wanted to know how the app works. Like, did it go through so you could deny it?
Oh, here we go. Trades.
And you could press deny?
Yeah, Alec Pierce for Romeo Doubs. Yeah.
And then it totally gives you a button to press deny.
You can either accept or deny or decline.
Okay, so press deny because I just want to see what happens.
I declined it. There you go.
Yeah. All right. You're gonna hate yourself if Alec Pierce goes up. I was just doing it as an experiment, so I didn't care either way because I'm not starting either guy. So
shoot, man. Severe cut Marshawn Lloyd for Justice Hill.
I don't know, man. Like I said, I don't
know.
No,
I'm reading it right now. He did.
I don't know why he would do that. I mean, again, man, I don't know. Maybe he knows something that we don't.
I don't know. Marshawn Lloyd's a backup, man.
I didn't think Marshawn Lloyd was going to see the field.
Well, he got injured last year and didn't even play. But he was supposed to be the backup last year.
Well, he's a USC guy, right?
He might be. Where in the world did he come from?
So remember, I was telling you what my draft strategy was with guillotine. So let me tell you, like, my lineup for this week. All right.
Uh-huh.
So Geno Smith is my quarterback because you guys pretty much took everybody, and some of you guys, for whatever dumb reason, took 3 quarterbacks. I don't know why, but you did. Not you, but some other people. And I'm like, I don't know why you're doing that. It's guillotine league. You just have to survive, but whatever. So Geno Smith is my quarterback, so screw it. He'll get something for me. Here's my starting running backs: Bijan Robinson, Omarion Hampton. And I also have Dylan Sampson at flex and Travis Etienne. So barring something horrible completely happening to me, bro, could I agree? Could between the 4 of them, could I at least get 40 points?
Yeah, I could see that. For sure.
Okay. Because at least 10 each, right? The thing that I fear the most is my 2 wide receivers are Garrett Wilson and Jamison Williams, which feels like Devontae Smith and AJ Brown. I don't know what'll happen. Is Justin Fields gonna throw to Garrett Wilson? I hope so. Is he gonna treat him like CeeDee Lamb though? Probably not. Jamison Williams, I mean, their new offensive coordinator for Detroit is supposed to be a throw guy, right? What's his name? You know who I'm talking about? Their new offensive coordinator for the Lions. What
oh yeah, I don't know his name, but he was the quarterback coach last year, right?
Yes, yeah. Let me see. Hold on. I know his name. I'm gonna find it. Oh, here we go. John Morton.
John Morton.
So,
Johnny Morton. He's a former Lion.
Okay. So Johnny Morton, he usually sets up plays to throw the ball. But then again, we got Dan Campbell, so I don't know what the fuck they're going to do, right? Which is what makes me scared about Jamison Williams, because are you throwing it to Jamison? Are you throwing it to Amon-Ra? Are you throwing it to Laporta? Or are you just going to give a lot of it to Gibbs? I have no idea. So my wide receivers could both be duds for all I know in this chopped guillotine league. Yeah. My tight end, though, brother, is Tyler Warren. So my strategy was I'm going to start 4 running backs and Tyler Warren in the. I don't think I'm going to be anywhere near the top, but I don't care as long as I'm not last. So I feel pretty good about my chances of survival.
I agree with you. I don't think you're getting chopped. I think I saw that the team is supposedly going to get chopped is like somebody I don't remember.
Yeah, it's Mike. That's Coach Gravy. He has the Raider Nation live show. And it's because the way the Guillotine League app does it is it shows you he already used 2 players. So of the player, remember how I told you could only start 8? So you have 2 running backs, 2 wide receivers, 2 flex, 1 tight end, 1 quarterback. Well, he already played one of his quarterbacks and his wide receiver tonight, and he got less than 10 points or only 10 points or something like that. Ouch. So right away, it's already like, hey man, you only got 6 players left, right? And currently right now he has 9.62 points. Of the 6 players that he does have left, unfortunately for him, what he currently has is Bucky Irving. So Bucky Irving could go off. Maybe Bucky Irving will score anywhere from 15 to 20. We don't know. Marvin Harrison, though, that one's a gamble. I don't know if he will or not. I don't know if Kyler Murray's going to throw it a lot to Trey McBride. I have no idea. Njoku could have a good game against Cincinnati. So he could possibly get at least 10 from that. So it's really all about Stephon Diggs for him. If he's going to survive, he needs Stephon Diggs to go crazy. Because the only other 2 players he has starting is Wan'Dale Robinson, who's not going to get jack. I mean, I don't think he will. And then Jalen Wright, who might not even be playing. And his only backup to Jalen Wright for running back would be Tyler Algier. His bench, he doesn't have any other running backs other than Tyler Algier. So he's sort of screwed.
Yeah, that's
Kind
not
of.
good.
Right. Unless Stephon Diggs becomes the Stephon Diggs of the Bills and the Vikings all of a sudden. If he becomes vintage Stephon Diggs, and like I told you, Stephon Diggs will probably get covered by either Eric Stokes on one side or the rookie, undrafted rookie.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what's going on with that, but I think I don't even think Diggs is going to play the whole game. That's the thing.
Oh,
I think he's gonna have that stat line. He's only gonna play like 60% of the snaps.
So you think if you guys are already ahead, let's say 17-0,
They'll take him out
after the first half, they're just gonna be like, "Hey, let's put this Williams kid in and give him a bunch of reps."
Yeah, it's definitely what you're gonna see. You definitely
because I could see you guys scoring close to 30 on us. I could see
that's
that.
what I was
I could
thinking. 27-17, and you don't even think you don't even
I don't think
you don't even want to give your
hope
team
we score.
17 points.
Yeah, I don't. I think we'll get a lot of kicks. I think Carlson will probably get at least 3 50-yarders. So if you have Daniel Carlson as a kicker,
Wow.
then no, bro, come on. You know your defense. Now, there's going to be people who will say, even Patriots fans, I've heard them say this to me, where they're like, you think because we signed all these new defensive pieces and Mike Vrabel's our coach, that all of a sudden our defense is going to be great. And my answer to that is, yes, I do. Yes, I do. Against the Raiders, I know you will because you guys have Chason and Spillane, who we had last year. So we're going to get blasted by that. Our O-line is terrible. Terrible. All right?
Yeah, that's what Turf and I were talking about too. I was like, the matchup to watch, the spot to watch is the middle of that line.
We're going to get destroyed, dude.
Because that's where we're strongest up front is our defensive tackle.
Tell me the defense you guys are running up front. Is it a 4-3?
We're running a 4-3.
Who's the two in the middle?
The two in the middle are Milton Williams.
Oh,
right. You're just having flashbacks right now of him just destroying, right?
He's gonna kill Jordan Meredith. Right. So,
and then next to him is Christian Barmore.
Oh,
who didn't even play last year. He had blood clots. He didn't even play last year. So he missed that debacle of a year.
And then your edges are Chason and who's on the other side?
Chason and Harold Landry are edge rushers.
Bro, Gino's gonna be running a lot.
And then our nose tackle, if we bring an extra, if we go to a 3-4,
okay.
Is Kairos Tonga, who we got from the Chargers.
I think he did okay last year for the Chargers as a backup, right?
He won the starting job.
Oh, at the end of the year? Okay.
No, he won it in New England. He was a he won
the starting job this year. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So if he's a 2-downer, so anytime we run 12 personnel, you put Tonga in there, and everybody knows it's a run, right?
Yeah.
So,
but then you got Tonga, and you've got Milton Williams and Christian Barmore. Are the three.
Jesus. And then you have Christian Gonzalez.
Yeah, and then your linebackers, your outside linebackers would be Keon White and Harold Landry, and then your inside guys are Spillane and Ellis. And
Spillane, we already know how good he is, so right. Spillane's going to be great.
And then
who's your safeties?
Our safeties are Jalen Hawkins, Del Pettis, Kyle Duggar.
Didn't you just get rid of somebody? Because I thought you were going to get rid of Kyle Duggar.
We cut Jabril Peppers. We cut him outright.
Is Jabril Peppers terrible?
No, he's really good actually. I think he was a casualty of scheme. I think he just didn't fit what they're trying to do.
Wow.
Yeah. So he's not a great cover guy, but I think your starting safeties are going to be Jalen Hawkins and Craig Woodson. And Craig Woodson's the kid we drafted out of Cal in the 4th round. He had a RAS score of like 9.5 or something. And his his grades in run and pass were elite last
Okay,
year.
I'll give you the final score right now, dude. I'll give you the final score. It might be 27, but I could see it being 30. So I'm just gonna say 30. It'll be 30 to 6. It'll be 30 to 16. Okay, but 30 to 16 with Daniel Carlson hitting 3 field goals from 50 yards. Between 40 and 50 yards, he's going to be hitting those. 3 of those, he will. And then we'll get a gimme touchdown because you guys are just killing us. And then you're going to put in like your by the 4th quarter, you're going to put in your second unit, and then we'll get a chance to play against them and get a gimme touchdown to somebody. I don't know who the fuck it's going to be. Brock Bowers will have a CD Lamb type day. He'll have like 8 catches for 130 yards. Something like that. 9 catches for like 130, but he's not going to get a touchdown.
Sounds about right.
Okay, so Michael Mayer's not going to get shit. Maybe one. Dante Thornton's not going to get the ball thrown to him. Probably will get the ball thrown to him, but he's not going to catch anything, especially on the Christian Gonzalez side.
Gonzo's not playing. But you can take Gonzo out of the equation.
Then he might get a catch. Maybe the touchdown will go to him in garbage time, right? So the question will be, if they're trying to sell Jacoby Myers, you know it's going to be a Spillane and one of your safeties coming down to cover Jacoby off the slot, is what I'm thinking. So, but even Jack Besh, man, he might get. You might be right. Jack Besh might get a chance to play in the second half, and he'll get like, I don't know, 4 catches just because it's garbage time. But we're going to get destroyed, bro. It will not be competitive. We will not collect $200 or pass go. We're going to get completely destroyed, and that's okay. That's all right. I knew it wasn't going to be our year anyway, Spence. So congratulations to the Patriots, who I did say would win the division. I think your team will win the division just because. And the only reason why I'm saying it is because the Bills are a house of cards. If their one main guy gets injured for a little bit, the whole thing falls apart. Mitch Trubisky, bro. Mitch Trubisky's not going to win them games, man.
No, he's terrible.
Okay, so what do they got? Tell me who their best wide receiver is.
Keon Coleman.
Exactly. Second-year rookie, right? That's their best wide receiver. James Cook. Yeah, James Cook did a hold in, so maybe he'll be good. Maybe he won't. Ray Davis will actually have a pretty good goal line year, maybe. So what do they got? Dalton Kincaid and Dawson Knox. Then who else do they have?
Josh Palmer. Curtis Samuel.
From the Chargers, bro. So Josh Palmer and Keon Coleman. Dude, their offense is Josh Allen. So you tell me, just say Josh Allen balls out for the first month. Shit, I'll give it to you. He balls out for 6 games in a row, wins 6 in a row. How long will that body last until they're like, damn, dude, Josh Allen was the greatest fantasy thing I got. Oh, shit, he just got injured.
So here's their defense. Yeah, everything you're saying is correct. Here's their defense, though. Up front, they run a 4-3. Greg Rousseau.
Okay, you're going to say Bosa.
Bosa. Ed Oliver. Daquan Jones. Those are their front 4.
Right. And they also have Roussard or Greg Rousseau or whatever. What's his name? The French guy.
Yeah.
Gregory. Yeah. Okay.
And then they have AJ Epinesa. They have Matt Milano, Shaq Thompson, Terrell Bernard.
Bernard's good. Bernard's good. Okay. Bernard's good.
Matt Milano. So's Milano.
Yeah. Okay.
and Shaq Thompson. Then you got Tre'Davious White, which I think he's getting a little long in the tooth.
Yeah, he's old.
Yeah. I think their secondary is probably where they're vulnerable this year.
Right.
Taylor Rapp at Cole Bishop at safeties. Oh, Christian Benford and right is their right corner. Then their nickelback is Taron Johnson.
They're gonna get passed. They're gonna get passed on. I'm not that high on Joey Bosa. I get that they got him, but I'm not that high on Joey Bosa. He's okay at best. So, and by the way, the last part of this is it's the Hard Knocks curse, man.
Yes. I do agree with you. I do agree with you on that. The Hard Knocks curse. That gave me pause.
That's why I think the Patriots are going to win the division.
Picking them to go to the Super Bowl because of that curse, but I just feel like Buffalo's got good vibes. I don't really know why, but I just
good vibes. How you just broke it down for me? How is it the good vibe? So did everybody had good vibes who went to Hard Knocks and then they did shit. They were terrible.
Yeah,
Miami had great vibes. They ended up horrible. They were on Hard Knocks, right? Remember when the Lions was in Hard Knocks? That was the famous Dan Campbell. I swear to God, man, I really care about you. And if you remember that year, they were garbage.
Yep. I think these are a group of guys. They're a team. I don't think they're a bunch of individuals.
I agree with you. I 100% agree with you. The only thing that's going to keep Josh Allen up from getting hurt is that O-line with Dawkins and fucking what's his name? McGregor. I forgot his center. Yeah, McGovern. Yeah.
David Edwards, Spencer Brown,
yes.
Right tackle. Yeah,
that's the only fucking way. All them pizza parties that they're doing with the O-line, good for them. That's the only thing that's going to keep Josh Allen from getting hurt. But I want you to remember what I said. Even if Josh Allen plays 14 of 17 games, okay?
Yep.
If he plays 14 of the 17 games, because 3 of those weeks he gets hurt, that's 3 losses right away. Josh Allen's out, they lose. So that's 3 losses.
How many games has Josh Allen missed in his career?
I mean, I don't know how many. I don't know how many has he lost.
I don't think he's missed any.
I mean, he's fucking dude. I mean, like I'm just saying. Like, how old is he now? How old is Josh Allen? 26, 27?
Oh, probably around that. He was drafted in 18, so that would probably put him. Yeah, that'd probably put him in his late 20s.
Okay. And then here's the other thing, dude. He just got married, right? So sometimes that's good, sometimes that's bad. I don't know, right? Yeah.
So here's his games played numbers for his career.
Okay, go ahead.
Rookie year, he had 12 games played. He didn't start the year as the starter though.
Okay.
All right. The second year, he had 16 games.
Of the 17?
Yep, 16 games.
Okay.
17, 16, 17, 17.
All right. Great. You don't think his body's going to get some wear and tear at some point? That's a lot of years.
I do agree with you. I think you're right about that. I mean, he's had let's see. He's got 750 carries in his career for 4,000 rushing yards.
Jesus. That's a lot.
And 65 touchdowns. So he's definitely had a lot of mileage.
And what's his age this year? Because he just got married. Is it 28?
He is 20. Let's see, 29.
29.
Just turned 29 in May.
Oh, that's over. Sorry, Buffalo. You'll be third place. It's over, man.
Okay.
My wild, crazy ass prediction is going to be, and in fact, let's talk about this before you go.
I'm here.
Okay, my wild, crazy prediction is the Patriots will win definitely at least 10 games. At least.
Okay.
In fact, what did you have them as when you went over your schedule? How many games did you?
So my range of outcomes I had their floor being 7, and their ceiling being 12.
Jesus, you're really hard on them. 7.
Most people in New England, I'm not being hard. Most people in New England don't think they'll win 8 games.
What?
Yeah. Most sports pundits in New England think they're going to lose to the Raiders.
What the hell? Oh my God. There are okay. Let me in fact,
I know.
I'm sorry. This is Titletown Sports and this is the Turf Spence show. But let me just break down for you all the reasons why for a fact you guys are going to destroy the Raiders. First of all, like or hate Josh McDaniels, I don't care. He's not our coach anymore. He's a hell of an offensive coordinator. True?
True.
Okay. He's back in New England where he knows what he's supposed to do. Right? And he's kind of like a mini head coach when it comes to offensive coordinating. So when you have given Josh McDaniels weapons like Drake May, Stephon Diggs, Hunter Henry. Yeah, Hunter Henry. I was going to talk about your tight ends. You have
Austin
Hunter
Hooper.
Henry and Austin Cooper. That's what I was going to say, right? Who played for the Raiders also, right?
Yeah.
And then you fucking have Travion Henderson. Your worst player might be Ramondre Stevenson with all the fumbles. He might be. I don't know. He might be the turnover guy for all I know, right? So Josh McDaniels, good O-line, quarterback who could run and pass the ball.
The good O-line part is yet to be determined, right?
But you have a quarterback who could run and pass the ball. You don't have Tom Brady. Exactly. You have a kid who could run, right? And also, let me say this: who's your backup?
Josh Dobbs.
Not bad. Remember the Pastronaut last year? Wasn't bad. The one thing we could say about the Pastronaut, Josh Dobbs, is he's smart as shit. Yeah. Literally a rocket scientist, right? So if anyone could fucking figure out from a clipboard what Josh McDaniels' offense is, wouldn't you agree that it would be Josh Dobbs?
I think that's the very reason that they signed him.
Worst case scenario, Drake May sort of gets hurt. Josh Dobbs could probably win that game depending on what the game is, because Josh Dobbs did that shit for Arizona. He did it for Minnesota, right?
Hey,
your team's built to roll.
Don't forget, we also have Tommy DeVito.
And that's right. You guys just picked up Tommy. You guys just picked up good old Tommy DeVito.
Tommy.
That's true. So, I'm raving about your offense because, Josh McDaniels, great. Good job. I'm more confident about Josh McDaniels doing what he's going to do with the Patriots than I am with Chip Kelly and what he's going to do with the Raiders, right? So, reason number one already and why we're going to get killed. Okay. You already told me about your defense. I told you about the defense. There's nothing that we got that's going to hurt you guys. It's mainly because if we had an amazing... Crosby. No, I'm talking about offense. Our offense to your defense.
Oh, yeah.
There's nothing that we got that can hurt you guys because for every weapon you name me, Ashton Genty's with us, Brock Bowers, Michael Mayer, whatever. Say whatever the fuck you want. Nobody can protect Geno. So Geno last year, at least with a shitty old line at the Seahawks, he had DK Metcalf, he had Tyler Lockett, he had Jackson Smith and Jigba, he had Kenneth Walker, he had Zach Charbonnet. And that's with his shitty O-line, which I will now say as a Raider fan, that O-line was better than what we currently have right now. Jordan Meredith, are you honestly telling me Jordan Meredith is an A-plus center? Because if he was, he wouldn't be in a 1 year, $1 million contract. So do you think Jordan Meredith can handle your two middle guys?
Yeah. That's going to be the $1 million question right there.
No, it's not a $1 million question. The answer is no.
Guess what happens if they can't handle it?
We're screwed.
Going to collapse the pocket right up the middle.
Exactly. Which what Geno's going to do is he's going to run to the outside. who's going to be the first receiver he's looking for? Brock Bowers. Sure as hell ain't going to be Aston Genty on a check down. Genty's going to drop the ball. He's not great with catching balls. That's not his thing. All right? The minute we try to run it on you guys, we're fucked. You're going to do that 3-4 shit and put that big-ass nose tackle in there, and we're screwed. All right? Dylan Parham, you think Chip Kelly... Let me ask you this question, in fact. Chip Kelly had an opportunity to be offensive guy for Ohio State's offense last year. Truthful question. Is the Ohio State running game last year better or worse than the Raider game's running game this year?
No, it's better.
A lot better.
I mean, they had two high-end running backs executing that offense.
They also had a pretty good O-line. In fact, such a good O-line that one of their O-lines who was injured got picked up in the first round, number 32, by the Chiefs. That's how good their O-line was.
Well, I mean, Simmons is the starting left tackle for the Chiefs now.
Jesus Christ. That's what I'm talking about. He's the starting left tackle for Ohio State, bro, is the starting left tackle for the AFC champions.
He was the best left tackle in the draft.
Right.
He was better than
and Andy Reid is trusting him to do that shit. Coming off of an injury.
Yep.
In the meantime, I love Colton Miller. Great captain. I don't know how long that shoulder is going to last. He'll probably last through the Patriots game. I don't know how long. But you know, would you like to know who our backup is? Because it isn't Thayer Mumford. He's gone. So our backup is fucking Charles Grant.
Oh, yeah.
Division II.
William and Mary. Yeah.
We're screwed, bro. We're picking top 10 this year. We'll be lucky if we win 6 games.
Wow.
That's my ceiling. My floor is we're fucked. We might be getting the number 1 pick. There's nothing to be excited about here. All right? There's zero to be excited about. The Patriots game is going to be bad. Then somehow there's going to still be Raider fans that are we're going to believe that we're going to somehow beat the Chargers. Now I'm going to give you another prediction. Okay. Prediction number 2 for this week. The Chargers will beat the Chiefs tomorrow in Brazil. They will 100% beat. I'm not saying they're going to be better than the Chiefs overall throughout the year. I'm saying game 1 because the Chiefs are going to deal with Super Bowl hangover. Travis Kelce just got engaged, so I don't even know if he's going to really get the ball that much. All right? They don't have Rashee Rice. So all they got is Xavier Worthy. Maybe Hollywood Brown might show up. I do think Patrick Mahomes is going to have a hell of a game. And they're probably going to try to run the ball a lot between Kareem Hunt, Isaiah Pacheco, and Brashard Smith. By the way, that's a name you should remember. I think he'll be a thing this year. At some point during the year, Brashard Smith will be somebody for the Chiefs.
Any running back on the Chiefs will be is dangerous.
Right. Okay. So tomorrow, just through sheer Harbaugh-ness, Justin Herbert's going to have a hell of a game. All right. Ladidi McConkey is going to have an amazing a game. They other than the Rashawn Slater injury, Omarion Hampton's going to ball out, right? They're going to have a great game plan. They're going to win. It might even be barely, but they're going to win. Chargers are going to be 1-0.
You forgot Juju. How could you forget Juju?
Juju's not going to do much in game 1, dude. Do
you know that the Kansas City Chiefs have our ex-wide receiver Tyquan Thornton, who we outright cut? He made their roster.
Why?
He made their roster outright.
Probably because okay.
He's a track guy. He's got like 4.2 speed.
Maybe he'll get a ball thrown to him. I don't know. All I know is Harbaugh is not one of those coaches that doesn't know what he's doing. He's gonna have a good run game, even if Najee Harris doesn't play. I wasn't worried about that because it was going to be Omarion Hampton and probably Gus Edwards or something. Wide receiver wise, I think that Trey Harris plus Ladidi McConkey, and if you're telling me this KSL guy's awesome, or whatever the fuck his name is,
KLS.
something Lambert Smith, right? KLS.
Mm-hmm.
And then I think their tight end was pretty decent. Was it Will Disley? I think Will Disley did okay last year.
Yeah, Disley's not bad.
Yeah. So their defense isn't horrible. So I think they win tomorrow. So anyway, I say that to say, with my continued Raider bashing of my team, they're going to be coming into Allegiant Stadium with a 1-0 after beating the AFC Championship. We're going to be coming home into getting completely trashed by the Patriots. Okay?
We can only
the
hope.
only thing we got going for us is that we're playing on a Monday night. So we got some extra rest time. Other than that, bro, let's say we play our hearts out against the Chargers. We'll still lose. It'll be 0-2. And then, hey, what's the reward for the Raiders? Would you like to know, Spence? We get to play Washington. In Washington. Yay! For an 0-3 season.
Your schedule is pretty tough. I'm not going to lie.
All right. So, yay for 0-3. And then guess what? Who we get back at home? The Bears. If the Bears start good, bro, we're fucked. I'm picking the Bears to beat the Vikings this week. If the Bears beat the Vikings this week, we're screwed, bro. We are going to start 0-4. 0-4 for the Raiders means break glass, right? And it's tank time. Tank for best possible picks is what's going to happen.
That Vikings defense is good. They're not going to have that. It's going to be that's going to be a battle. That Chicago Minnesota game is going to be a battle.
I disagree. You think it's going to be a battle because you somehow think JJ McCarthy in his first start ever is going to be amazing?
Watch.
I love Kevin O'Connell, man. I love him.
He's going to cook himself up some Bears.
Okay, hold on. Is it? I think the game is at Chicago. Can you look it up for me?
The game is. Let's see here.
I think it's at Chicago.
Where are you at?
It's Chicago, Minnesota, but I'm pretty sure it's at Chicago.
You're right. Monday night
at Chicago. Okay, there's no fucking way the Vikings are going to beat them, bro. Not at Chicago. No.
Hey, you act like Chicago's like some home field advantage.
No, it's not that, man. But Ben Johnson's got them all pumped up. He's going to run 12 personnel with Colston Loveland, and Cole Kmet. Rome, you just told me about Rome Odunze and how amazing he is. Let's not forget the fact that they still have DJ Moore. Right?
The only thing we don't know is if Ben Johnson can be a head coach.
We know
he's a great offensive coordinator.
Let me ask you this question. Do you believe that Ben Johnson can drop better offensive plays than what's his name from last year? The defensive guy. I forgot the coach's name.
Anybody could.
Exactly. So you honestly think that Kevin O'Connell, and by the way, do you believe also that he knows, I'm talking about Ben Johnson, he knows the Vikings a lot better than most because he's been playing in the division the whole time?
Yes, that he has going for him. He is not a stranger to the division, so he's aware of the strengths and weaknesses of everybody in it.
Okay. And you somehow don't think that we're gonna the Bears are gonna kill him? I mean, maybe not kill him, but
it's a division game, so it's gonna be tight.
Okay, but are you rethinking that they're gonna win? The Vikings?
I think the Vikings offense is better than the Bears defense. That's where I'm at.
All right.
I think they got more. I think they've got enough weapons on offense to outmatch Chicago, and I think the Minnesota defense is good enough.
Okay. All right. In fact, I want you to write these down so that we can talk about it again, Spence, next week. But okay, here you go. Hold on, real quick. All right, Spence. Philadelphia won. I picked it correctly. I think you probably picked Philadelphia to win too. All right. Okay. I just told you Chargers will beat Kansas. Who do you pick?
Ooh. I think I might just week 1. I think I might just have to go Kansas City because Kansas City just doesn't lose.
Okay, so write that down. So we're going against each other on Chargers, Kansas. Yep. I think Chargers are going to win.
Okay.
Tampa Bay at Atlanta. I'm picking Tampa Bay.
At home.
But it's at Atlanta, but I'm picking Tampa Bay.
I'm
going against Bijan. I'm going against Kyle Pitts.
Week 1, I might go Atlanta just because I think it's probably going to be as good as it gets week 1.
Okay. All right. That's fine. So we're going against each other again.
Okay.
Pittsburgh at the New York Jets. I'm picking Pittsburgh. The revenge of Aaron Rodgers, man.
Pittsburgh at the Jets. I want to say I agree with you that it'd be Pittsburgh.
Okay, so we agree. So yeah. Pittsburgh. Indianapolis versus Miami. I'm taking the Colts.
Now, this is the interesting one because it's an indoor game. You're putting.
I know you're putting
all those kids. You're putting all those track stars on turf, out of the elements, temperature controlled.
Yep. What do you think Indianapolis will do now that they have Jonathan Taylor with Daniel Jones and Tyler Warren and the 3 amazing receivers? They're going to run the ball, run play action, and throw. If it becomes a shootout, okay, I want to remind you, if it becomes a shootout, Devin Achane may or may not be hurt. So their backup guy or their next guy is Ollie Gordon, who probably will do okay, right? Darren Waller is even playing for Miami as their tight end, bro. So their one track star is Jalen Waddle because you said they probably won't even really be throwing to Tyreek Hill that much. So I'm 100% confident it's going to be the Colts.
Okay. I'm going to go Miami on that one.
All right. Okay. I mean, the spread is only 1.5.
Yeah.
So, all right. Okay.
It's Jacksonville, not even really a road game. It's like an hour flight for them.
Right. Jacksonville versus Carolina. I think it's being played in Jacksonville, correct?
Yep, it is.
Yeah, I'm going Jacksonville on it. I can't believe you're still thinking about this.
No, Jacksonville.
Oh, you did. Oh, I didn't hear you.
I answered first.
Oh, okay, Jacksonville. Sorry, I missed it. All right, Washington against New York in Washington. Do I even need to say it, bro? Jane Daniels, baby. Washington wins, right?
Washington.
Okay. All right, here we go. Arizona against Spencer Rattler and the New Orleans Saints at New Orleans. I got Arizona winning.
Yeah, that's the lock 'em pick of the week. Arizona in that game.
All right. Cincinnati. This might have been the lock of the week right here. Cincinnati at Cleveland. I'm picking Cincinnati.
Yeah, I agree. Cincinnati.
Okay. The lock of locks of the week, at least from my viewpoint. New England over the Raiders.
New England.
So far, we've agreed on 5 in a row.
Yep.
Jacksonville, Washington, Arizona, Cincinnati, New England.
I have a feeling we're going to agree on most of the rest. So,
okay. San Francisco at Seattle. Even though the spread is only 2.5, I'm giving it to San Francisco.
San Francisco.
Even if CMC gets hurt, I still believe San Francisco will win.
Yep.
Denver -7.5 at home playing Tennessee. This is Denver all the way.
Denver. Yeah.
Okay. This one's close though. This is a -2.5 spread. Green Bay and Detroit at Green Bay, Wisconsin. I'm picking Green Bay.
It's in Green Bay. It's Green Bay.
Okay, so you're not gonna try to defend Dan Campbell on this.
Nope.
Even though it's a 2.5 spread.
Nope.
Okay. So far we've agreed. Here's another one that might be shaky between you and me. -2.5 spread. The Rams in LA against the Houston Texans. I'm picking the Rams.
Texans.
Ooh, see? I knew we would disagree on something. There we go. All right, so I got the Rams. You say the Texans. All right. The Baltimore Ravens are going to Hard Knoxville against the Buffalo Bills. I'm picking the Ravens.
Bills.
By a long shot. Oh, my gosh. You are killing me, man. All right. Buffalo's going to get destroyed here. They're going to feel bad. Chicago over Minnesota is what I'm saying, and you said Minnesota, right?
Minnesota over Chicago.
Okay. Write it down, baby, and let's see who ends up winning all of this. But I'm feeling pretty good about my picks on this one, especially that Raider one. You will be the most upset person in the world if somehow the Raiders beat you guys in a 3-2 soccer match.
I will, no lie. If we lose 7-0 or something, that would be crushing.
Bro, you got get ready to have a party and your second half be played by some of your second team players because it's going to be ugly.
We went really long. This is it was great conversation though, but
no, it was fun.
It's time to wrap. It's midnight here.
Yeah, I'll see. Thanks, Spence. I think if we were on Turf's channel, do you guys normally go this long? Part of it is the game. The game went on for like 3 hours.
Oh yeah, it did. It only just ended like 30 minutes ago. So
yeah, it's because of that rain delay.
Yeah.
So, but thank
man,
you,
Spence. It was good. It was good talking to you. Thanks for coming on.
Yeah, no problem. I appreciate you, and good luck to you the rest of the way. And hopefully we talk again next week.
All right.
All
good
right.
night.
Thanks, bro.
Hook 'em.
Good night.
Hook 'em.
Hook 'em.
Let's go. All right. I'll talk to you later. Have a good night. And that's how we do it. Another episode of Dead in the Water. We'll catch you next week.